How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another stream. I hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, boys. Welcome back to another wonderful, beautiful live stream. How are all of you doing today? Mustache, can you please play along for the day? Can you just look a little bit presentable, dude? I don't know what's going on, dude. I feel like I've been maybe getting dehydrated or something. Keep waking up like I'm thirsty as hell. So I feel like that's honestly affecting the stash as well. I need to really go back to using the more heavy air uses of mustache wax. Something is off, dude. Something's been off. How you boys all doing? Welcome back to another stream. Hope you boys are having a wonderful, beautiful day. How you boys all doing? You guys ready for some 5v5 1v1 duels for the day? How you boys doing? Let me get the music back up and running here, dude. This is a different song. I haven't heard this one before. You guys got to listen to a little bit of this while I was prepping the stream, man. I wasn't even on the PC while that was happening. What do we got in the chat? We got ourselves Silver. We got ourselves Jesus. Username Felix. We got SCCUU, Bambi, Broton, Broheim, Sam. How y'all doing? Welcome back. Welcome back to another wonderful day for 5v5 1v1 duels. Today, we're going to be doing them over on the EU. Tomorrow, some more PTR. We got more class updates on the PTR. And there's plenty of stuff for us to take a look at for the day, boyos. Let's not waste any more time, though. Let's just log straight on EU, man. Let's log in on that EU time, boys. How y'all doing? Welcome back, welcome back. Hope everybody else here is going to have a chance to play. We got maybe some new boyos in here. I know Krager's waiting. Jesus got a group. For all we know, we'll probably have Kreiser, Atho with a group set up, ready to go. Most likely Alex as well, because he asked about it earlier as well. How you boys doing? How you guys doing? Welcome, welcome. Let me get back to business. Do I need to set it up to... Is it working? Here we go. I thought I had PTR set up from last time. And I might have. Dallas Spectator, boys. The good old Spectator. For them duels. Let's see who's available. Let's see who is ready to rumble, boys. Here we go. I also gotta shrink it just a hair. Here we go. Alrighty, boys. Who's ready? Jesus? Asima? Got two groups in here? Is that what it is? Hey, what's up? How you boys doing? Welcome back, welcome back. Look at the second group. Group of 5 ready. Jesus and Asima. You're offline, my guy? Oh, yeah. Hold on, let me do this. Hopefully this works, by the way. Hopefully this works. Am I down? Just to double check, Jesus. Just to double check to see if I'm offline right now or not. Hopefully I'm back online, man. Hopefully back up and ready. Now good. Awesome. What's up, Muhammad? Hey, my man. Hope you're having a good one, my guy. We got Oblivion here too. Let's go, boys. As always, boys, remember, tomorrow we got some duels over on the PTR. New people you've never seen. Sounds good, Obliv. Sounds good, my guy. Tomorrow, PTR duels. Both EU and NA can join if you guys want to know how to add PTR, because it's a public test realm, which means everybody and anybody can join it. Check Discord, link down below, and we got ourselves a general section in Disc, and we got a pin in the general section, and that's how you guys can join. Alrighty, we got ourselves switch. Got ourselves team 1 together with what looks like is Chaz. I want to say Chaz because CHSX Chazix. I don't even know how to. I'm trying to figure out like what to short name. We got ourselves Death Striker, we got ourselves Chammy, we got ourselves Yandex as well as Lex. Ready to go Chammy with that Asmongold cut. I like it. We got ourselves Team 2 together with Maddox. I like that purple, by the way. That's like purple tattoos. You even got the tabard. The tabard, what is it? Arcane? Is that the one? It's gonna be Asuma in here as well as Draco. We got ourselves the Paladin Kisgot. Is Kisgot normally a Tauren? Or is he normally a human Paladin? We got Ash X here as well. Ash X. As well as Chessex. Is that same dudes? Yannick's going with a big old stun to Kisgot. Get him to down to about half a shell. Big blind. Yannick does get out of its stun. Grip onto Kisgot for a second. Bubble comes out for Kisgot, trying to make some damage happen versus Yandex. AMS is the only defensive he has available to deal with this. Does allow him quite a bit of survivability though. I think Transfusion also activated ahead of time just to deal with it. Hodge onto Yandex. Does have IBF if he wants to use it, but Kisgot is not continuing with more bursts. No procs for wings or nothing. Big final verdicts though coming down, and Yandex should be able to deal with the damage for now. The death that is taking a bit of a beating though. Slime shield is getting used. Might have to start rotating defenses little by little. But Yannick is just trying to see if he might be able to outrun the Paladin. The final verdict's going off from super far away. Got that extra range of those things. I think 10 extra yard range on those bad boys. Yannick is going to go for a bit of a death pack just to regain health. As long as he can wait out Kisgod and come back once the health that's necrotic out is gone, he'll basically have had himself a big old reset in health, as it doesn't really take long for that to happen. Kisgot mounted up, ready to go. Down on a couple of different defenses. Bubble has been used against the Death Knight. So if you use Blessing of Protection, you better use it as early as possible. But quite a lot of damage from Yandex actually goes through Blessing of Protection, like obliterates when they get the proc oblit. Actually just goes straight through Kisgod's Blessing of Protection. And there's actually nothing you can do about it. Kisgot does have a Shield of Ages back up. Yandex making sure to trade some blows with him. But this could be a bad situation for the Paladin as long as Yandex plays his card draw. It looks like Yandex back with full cooldowns ready. Haja to Kisgot. It's going to be Seraphim. Yandex does IBF it, and Anti-Magic Zone does come down. Try to avoid the damage from Kisgot as best as he can. Just try to see if you can tickle him down against Kisgot, getting some range damage with those final verdicts. Extra pet getting summoned up for Yandex. Could go sacrifice the pet if he wants to. Big damage available for Yandex. Got himself the full grippy hand. Everything available. So it's going to be lots of procs. Kisgot does pop a Shield of Vengeance. AMS to respond for that Shield of Vengeance. Stone to Kisgot does have a trigger for it. Maybe Blessing of Protection. Stone to Kisgot. Blessing of Protection comes out, but the Blitz can still go through. Stone through Blessing of Protection. Blonde to Yandex avoids it somehow. Ward stop for a second. Kisgot shifting gears, going for Ward of Glory spam back to back as Yandex continue to pump damage. The CDs for the DK are gone for now. Kisgot did have to use a Blessing of Protection, was pretty critical during that moment. Should have wings back up and available. Yandex trying to avoid any kind of counter pressure and counter burst out of Kisgot as best as he can. And looks like the two are going to disengage for a second. Yandex wants to go for some damage. Kisgot is kind of low. He's in a low health setup where you could maybe get a setup on him. We're going to shift gears with the songs, by the way. I think the first song we might just add to the mix though. I really like that one. I think we'll have to add that one to the mix, dudes. I like the way that one sounds. Kisgot trying to get some pressure rolling. AMS back up for Yandex. I think he's just trying to wait out doing hit and runs until he can get those to cover himself for. And yeah, just big damage on the Kisgot. Does go for the wings. Get stunned yet again. Ward of Glories are coming out back to back. Wake of Ashes. And that's going to be a Hammer Justice onto Yandex without anti-AMS or anything. Big final verdicts coming down. Does he have another final verdict to go through? Doesn't go for the final verdicts. Goes for Ward of Glories while the wings are up. This man got himself massive, massive damage. What is that effect in your weapon, by the way? That extra fire effect looks extra visceral with wings up. Yandex trying to see if he might be able to bail out with the Shield of Vengeance up and running. No more death pack right now. Does not have defense for a bit. It's going to go for Empower Runic Weapon just to give him some more runic power. With Lichborn, that's a lot of death coils back to back to heal himself, slowing down the duel a bit. Kisgot still continues to spam Ward of Glories when he can with that holy power. Trying to maintain himself. Should have bubble back up very soon. So Yandex so far has been able to play out to Kisgot's defenses really well. But so far, he's only playing that hit and run playstyle. He's either going in when he got all cooldowns, all damage, or he's just kind of backing out, not really worrying about it. So that bubbles back up, and especially with Yandex playing on CDs, he's not really going in for every Pillar of Frost. He rather combines Pillar of Frost together with a grippy hand, so that's every 2 minutes or so. This guy got himself shield, a big old Seraphim available. Pretty AMZ for the Hodge. Does reduce some of Kisgot's damage though. 20% damage reduction. And the next match is going to be up until a certain point. That's going to be Yandex trying to go for a big old stun. That's going to be first stun onto Kisgot with a Shield of Vengeance to follow. Is going to have a Remorseless Winter Stun right after. Pet is out. It's a good sacrifice of Pet for health. Better do it early. before the dampener really ramps up super high. Blind into Yandex, has a trigger for it. And now this is a grippy hand from Yandex. It's going to sacrifice the pet. Needs himself maybe some more defenses. Does have IBF if he wants to. This is where I think he needs to either go all in or retreat completely. But there's only so much a death they can do to sustain versus a paladin who can just stand there and heal himself to full. This is where Yandex, I think he's trying to see if he can stay in somehow. IBF is rolling out. It's going to be, I think, a Hammer of Justice thrown by Kisgod. Was it? Into an IBF? It looked like it kind of was. Unless it was a whole nother hammer. That looked like it was a Hammer of Justice, though. So Hodge might not be available for a bit. Yandex is having to deal with a fully healed up Kisgod. Hits him with a stun. Death Pact available. Has a Chain of Ice to slow him down at least a little bit. But he doesn't really go in for damage just yet. I think he's going to have to wait until the stun DRs are off. He does have Pillar of Frost. He does have Hungaroo open. The bubble is back up again for Kisgod. Could turn this duel around completely. For Yandex, he's going to be have to be really careful about how he goes about it. Seraphim back up and running for your boy Kisgod. Does get the stun on the Hodge. Bubble for Kisgod, trying to maximize the damage. And while in the immunity, just to get out of that stun, slams down Yandex. That was such a tough one. I think you either have to have more burst goes or doing that blessing of protection. That's where you just had to keep trucking. You just couldn't give him a moment to breathe, but the Word of Glories would just keep a paladin rolling. Poly into a Ring of Peace by Lex, though, rolling up with a Radiant Spark playstyle for Fire Mage. It's going to be freeze on the Kiss. Gotcha for all this Meteor coming down onto the Paladin. That Meteor did the trick. That damage kind of came out of nowhere, too. Asuma opening up with a Kidney Shot. Shadow Blade's not used yet. There's just going to be a dance. Or recreational war is used. Poly out of Lex, though. And it's going to set up another G-Pie onto Asuma as well. Trinkets out of it. That's going to be a re-stealth with a Sap onto Lex. So that's quite a bit of burst out of Lex denied. And Asuma just didn't want to take that burst damage in the opener. So now I think he doesn't have a Trinket. Is actually in a position where he could take a lot of damage, though. We are still in 905 patch, so for now, Asuma is going to be able to get a full big shield every time he gets the reset. So as long as he just survives the next go by Lex, if he can get a vanish off, he'll be a-okay. Cheap shot by Asuma, trying to make some damage happen in the opener Lex. I think he's going to go for the human racial there. Breath onto Asuma with a polymorph for after. And should be able to get a G-Pie off. Rune of Power instead. Another poly. G-Pie getting set up. It's going to be a short poly by the looks of it potentially. No full poly. G-Pie does go through. Meteor coming down. That's going to be awesome. Taking a bit of that damage from Fire Blast. Phoenix is to follow. Does have advantage. Does have a Cloak of Shadows as well, so you could get away from that pretty easily. Pyro chunking him out quite a bit. Battlemaster Shrink can get him burned in order to deal with some of the damage from Lex. And I like the mug, by the way, for Asuma. He just looks like a brawler, dude. It looks like a pub hooligan or something. Like an orc that you would see in like an orc Orgrimmar inn. Just like a common thief or something. I like that, dude. The roleplay potential for it. Lex does get hit with a blind. Has an ice book. Has a trinket as well. I don't think he can use the trinket for now, since he might have human racialed out of a cheap shot earlier from Asuma. So that's going to be a minute 30 DR on that one. Didn't have anything for blind or chose not to use anything for blind. Asuma opened it up with Shadow Blades here. That should be a lot of damage. Lex does have a blink, so he didn't use a human racial. He just blinked out of that stun. That's going to be a full flagellation and everything. The Ranger Front's going to set up for Lex. Rune of Power G-Pie is available. Does he go for the Kyrian setup? Cloak of Shadow is available for Asuma if he wants to. Kyrian setup is up. If Asuma isn't careful, he's going to take lots of damage. Meteor coming down. And Asuma does get away scot-free. Again, if this was 9-1, that shield will be out for a second, and then it'll be gone, putting the rogue out of stealth. But as we are in 905 right now, that shield is still gonna stay on him for quite a bit. So the rogue is gonna be able to get a clean reset. I really do wonder how the resets are gonna go for rogues in the next patch, especially with things like Cold Blood getting removed and stuff. I'm actually very interested, man. 9-1 can come here soon enough, honestly. Lex waiting out the rogue waiting out Lex. The rogue is actually just in a good position, just waiting for cooldowns, man. Lex maybe hit him with a flame strike, does not reach him. Maybe random flame strike hits him this time. Does actually connect, surprising both of them. Asuma tries to react fast enough with a shadow step, but that's going to be a polymorph. Has a trinket if he wants a Cloak Shot's available if he needs it. It looks like he's going to let himself get G-Pied. Radiant Spark available. Asuma does get hit with a breath. Meteor coming down. Lex never finishes up the Kyrian setup. Meteor missing Asuma by a hair. Asuma doesn't really have a lot of health to work with. Does get a cloak. No vanish for this one. So unless he has some kind of CC to disconnect away from Lex, then he'll be in a decent spot. Interrupting Lex for a second. It's going to be cheap shot. Blinks out of it. should be able to have access to fire abilities in just a moment. Breath for a second, Nova onto Asuma, trying to hit him with the Ring of Frost, does land it. No, it does have a trinket back up. The rogue could trinket it, not much you can really do there. Does trinket, maybe even catch a reset. I think he'll almost try to get himself one reset available. As long as Lex doesn't let him get a reset off, as long as he can actually touch him with an ability, he might be okay. The dots are burning on Asuma, but the reset does let him get a clean reset. Gets back in there with a flagellation immediately. Can it shout at Lex? He does choose to use the human racial out of it to trinket, fireballing Asuma. But now he's really just trying to dampen the damage that the flagellation can do. Because every bit of finisher, every combo point spent into finisher for Asuma is going to be huge. Meteor coming down into the smoke bomb. Does connect with Asuma. Lex is hitting him and stab though, so Asuma should be able to get out of there scot-free. That's going to be another stab for Asuma. Ready to go versus Lex. Probably has a blink back up and available. Does have a blink for it. That's going to be some fireballs. Maybe a fireball. Decides to go for all instants versus Asuma. Killer shot does connect. Cheap shot right after. Lex hits him with the breath yet again. Ring of Frost right after. Asuma out of options unless he can somehow vanish this off. Might just spam vanish as soon as he takes a bit of damage. Blind comes out. The dots are burning on him. Vanish comes in. Tries to get hit with a Nova. Didn't quite connect. Asuma does have a dot rolling on him, but again, that shield when you catch a reset, actually nothing you could really do. Lex making sure to pick up the eye immediately. Too bad the images don't get aggressive with Asuma. Too bad you can't control the images so they can like frostbolt them or something. Otherwise, you'd be able to. So it looks like the Rogue does get himself a reset. That's going to be a couple more sippy cups. We are at 11 minutes in. 40% dampening the Rogues right now, man. There might be a reason why we don't see Rogues in 9-1. There might be a reason why we haven't seen Rogues in 9-1 duels. Is because as soon as you take away that shield reset, dude, all the Rogues forgot how to use it properly, how to reset properly. Big cheap shot getting shot on Lex. That's going to be cauterized and everything. Color shots. Does Lex have an answer here, man? Does he have enough burst to finish it off here? Cloak shot is for Asuma. Lex does not have Ice Block, nothing. I think it might be over for the mage. Does try to go for a bit of damage here. Combustion, turn it around and Asuma at the last second with a well-placed meteor. Asuma walked into it a little too close. Draco slide him is going to be up next. Windwalker Monk versus Chammy. Is it Chammy? I think it is Chammy. Necrolord, Fire Mage. Oh, wait, is this Chammy from before? Is this the same Necrolord Fire Mage from before? G-Pie is available versus Draco. Big Combustion available immediately in the opener. Trinkets out of that ink cap, trying to make some bursts happen. And Chammy does get hit with a leg sweep. Draco still holding on to big defenses until then. Big old breath onto Draco. Chammy is going to get hit with a Karma. Has ulti time for that Karma as well. Draco trying to maximize the value of that Karma, letting the damage go through. Scorch is going to get interrupted into an Icebug. Draco trying to see if he might be able to get a heal in front of Chammy's face. Chammy just sitting in that Icebug, recovering quite a bit of health. Draco should be able to do the same thing. Chammy's Icebug gone for now. Unless he has an answer here, he could be in a really bad spot. He is really close to a touch of death range. Nova onto Draco, does have Tiger's Loss for it. Gonna be a touch of death, does force out touch of death, but that's gonna be a cauterize for Chammy. Does have the shields for the cauterize. That's gonna be a kick that does a ton of damage. Chammy is not out of the fight just yet though. Ring of Frost trying to get set up. Draco trying not to get frozen, doesn't get frozen, trinkets out of it. With a whirling Dragon Punch, got close enough. Death Striker, the Retribution Paladin up next, dude. Up next, big old hammers flying, trying to get us low onto Draco. Mobility is Monk's best friend, so he's going to be able to disconnect away from the Paladin to the other side of the arena. Hodge with a full Seraphim setup, final wreck, and Draco is going to get an incap on the Death Striker. Does not roll a trinket. Death playing with a human racial, but looks like double DPS trinkets most likely. Just trying to maximize the burst that he can. Draco utilizes the mobility, does have himself a setup for a port in case he needs to reposition completely. Just trying to avoid and line aside. Death Striker does not get him off the platform. Still taking a beating from the Paladins. The Paladin doesn't even have to be in full melee in order to be able to reach his target. Big old port for Draco does give him some time to catch up on a couple Vivifies, about 4, to catch up at 56% dampening. Any kind of heal you can get right now is good, because he will have to start strategically trading cooldowns with the Paladin. Karma of the opener. Draco looking to make some damage happen. Death Striker knows he can't really hit into Karma, otherwise you're just going to heal Draco and do damage to yourself. But he doesn't want to give up. Blessing Protection or Bubble. That's going to be Seraphim up and running. Draco does activate Diffuse Magic in order to deal with some of the holy damage. Big slow onto Draco. Big procs to follow after. If Death can maybe catch up, he just needs one more global. Does Bubble out of it. Hammers flying. I think almost got him. Barely ever. Draco still alive somehow, continue to heal big in cap. Finds himself a few moments to catch up on heals. Big up port to get away from paladins, and paladins are not known for mobility. Draco needs a defensive right now. Deathstriker has a choice, either go ham at Draco or get a heal up himself. It's 60% dampening, neither of them are really getting big heals. Deathstriker trying to see if he can swing around the other side of the ram. Draco dragon kicks all across. That's going to be yet another roll. Just try to stay and create some line of sight between him and the paladin. 30 seconds on that karma. Unless he gets some cooldowns. Has Zuen back up. Lexi up in 18. Maybe he could just go one full damage with Zuen. Going to be trinket for the damage. Zuen is up and running. Fist of Fury to pair some of the damage for the striker. Staying very, very carefully away from the paladin. Now is the time to strike. Zuen is up. Dev is trying to go damage himself. And now it's going to be Draco landing that kill at the very end. So close for the paladin, dude. He had himself in a good positional, good spot. Combo comes out against Draco, wiping him off the face of the map. With Matex up next. Try to see if we can get Chaz. Call it Chaz? I call it Chaz, right? Because how else would you? How would you? What's the Chaz? We call it Chaz. The Razzmatazz Chaz getting damaged by Big Fist of Fury, trying to create an Ursa's Vortex to CC and Matex. And that's going to be a pretty big heal, but the Royal Dragon Punch comes down on the maim. That was a rough one, dude. That was a rough one at the end. Yo, Draco barely survived it, but he is still kicking and punching and screaming his way to as many kills as he can, dude. Not going out without a fight. I like it, boys. I like it. Let's get another up and running. Yeah, boys? We got ourselves a blue with the whole new group. What's up, boys? We got ourselves Washed Up. How you doing, my guy? Abdullah, how you doing, my dude? Alex, how you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one. What's up, user? How you doing, my boy? Welcome, boys. Welcome. 5V5 1V1 DUELS on EU today, boys. How many duels do we have? Is that 200? No. 190. 180. Okay, we do have 180. God, there's so many on EU. 187, dude. That's a lot of duels. Anton, you got yourself a group ready? Ready group, new faces never seen. Alright, let's get ourselves Anta, XD, and Obliv. Gotcha, boys, gotcha. Awesome, Jesus, I'll try to mix you guys up a bit, okay? We'll try to have you guys play different people, different faces. Where's your boy Kragar, by the way? Where's your boy Kragar, man? Monks aren't broken? No? Let's not more of those. How you doing, my man? Hope you're having a good one, my guy. Yeah, monks are pretty dope. Boys, I'm thinking, and you guys let me know in the comments, what do you think? Chat, what do you think? I'm thinking next week, 2 days of PTR duels. What do you guys say about that? Because I like Draco. What's up, Fortune? I'm thinking next week, 2 days of PTR duels, boys. 2 days of PTR duels. I'm thinking do 2 days of PTR duels because PTR duels and the new honor towns in there are really, really exciting. Like, it's really, really fun. What's up, game? Game is? What it is? Yeah, my man, you mention the name all the time. What's up, my dude? Why can't I forward this? You can in 5 minutes. If you pause the stream here and you wait a minute, then you can forward it. That's a trick. Alrighty, boys. Let's get another dope and running, yeah? Save that one. Next one is up. Switch. We got ourselves the boys over in Team 1. We got ourselves Post to Nutty. Post Nutty? Is that what it is? Get Gnomed. Oh my goodness, what is that helm? Oh my god. Why does it look scary? With the eyes? It's just like stars in his eyes, dude. But that's your boy Obliv. Washed Up is gonna get stun on the boy Get Gnome. Trinket out of that. Oh, a big trinket out of the Ring of Frost. Siren coming down. Washed Up taking lots of damage. Does have a reflect. Get Gnome does trip up a cauterize. Trying to see if he can survive it. Power Blast still flying though. Doesn't get to survive it though. Trying to get himself a bit of a shield. Maybe a bit of a reset. That was a really ballsy play out of your boy Obliv. It looks like the demons are going to be surrounding him. Still doing a ton of damage. Ice Block does get used really, really early. Your boy Washed Up is going to be up first versus Gnomed. Throwing on the Demon Bolts, which actually does generate you soul shards. Big stunner to get Gnomed. He does blink out of it immediately. Interrupt under Washed Up for a second. Gnomed, I think, try to see if he can get over. Get a couple more Fire Blast, Pyro Blast in there, but he went on big damage in the opener. Man, that's a pretty sooty, right? The stars and whatnot. The pink beard. The pink tabard with buddies on it. That's why I got himself a hell of a mog, dude. I like it. I like the curved beard too, man. It's like a crescent moon. He's like, the beard is half a moon, and he got stars in his eyes, dude. This man is a spaceman. Literally washed up. Playing a little bit defensively, going for a port. Gnome just needs a couple more globals to take him down. And it looks like washed up is just going to keep on running. Needs to create some distance. Radiant Spark almost getting set up. Does get an interrupt. On to get Gnome. Casey Wells. How you doing, Casey? Yo, can we get a hashtag Casey in chat? Showing appreciation for wonderful membership of 11 months in a row. Thank you so much, fam. Appreciate you. What's up, Rec One? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one. Gnome, where he's at, going to be a big old port for the Warlock. Does eat himself into a Ring of Frost. Going to be a stun to get Gnome as he's trying to approach Washed Up. Washed Up is just trying to extend this duel as best as possible, trying to give himself as much time and space. Mortal Coil into a fear available with a bit of a drain life, trying to catch up whatever health he can. Not really catching up on a lot of health. I think because he's going into Gnome's shield. Another thing for Gnome, I don't think he's playing, speaking about shields, triple shield legendary. I don't think he's rocking that. I think he's rocking more of an aggressive playstyle with his Legos. Washed Up trying to get whatever healing he can. Try to stay away from Gnome as best possible. The Nightfit playstyle for the Warlock does let him do that too. So he should be on a good spot for a bit, you know what I mean? No must often space out. For real, dude. For real. Big old breath onto Wash. He does go for a trinket. I think before Gnome even get anything set up. Big old gateway. The washed up guy. For the classes as immobile as Warlocks normally are. Look at the mobility. Big old combust coming down. Gonna be Mortal on to get Gnome. Does have a trigger for it. Does get an interrupted Shadow. Washed up trying to go for a soul rod setup. Battle Master Chicken getting used. Gnome just trying to pump out as much damage as he can. Reflect is up. Trying to spell steal reflect as best as he can. Does spell steal reflect. And Shadow will get reflected. Fireball is the last thing he needs. Just trying to kill him with whatever he can. And just kept pounding and pounding the blast of magic damage at the guy over and over. Are he gonna be up next on team one? Going for a big ascendance immediately. No, got himself that altar time. Does he get to use it? Getting purged up immediately. Big breath onto R. He trick inside of it. Not gonna get a polymorph off. That big ballsy play of a fire mage going in for big damage. No triple shield Lego, no nothing. Does give you big damage results, but also quick games in some cases. More to maim onto Archim. As Jesse trying to max out damage. Stun right after that maim. It's going to be the Necrolord bleed build kitty out of Jesse. Archie getting the Earth Elemental Anointing to bolster his own health just by a bit. The Maelstrom spend on the big heals is going to be huge. Jesse does slow down the swarm onto Archie. Kind of needs the swarm on himself, honestly, to get himself a bit of a heal, but you can't really control the swarm. Swarm does what it wants. On this team, we also got ourselves Charion, we got ourselves Archeorc. On the team one, we also got Kreisbad as well as Antum. As Arche getting caught in a stun. On team one, we have ourselves the boys. We got ourselves Postnut. We got ourselves A-Bomb. We got ourselves Jesse. And last one is Waluz. Waluz, be out of stealth. What's he doing, my guy, by the way? It doesn't really make a difference while these two are dueling, but let's say Arche wins, if he wins. And he's like, oh, okay, it must be the sub-rogue. I'm going to prepare myself in a position where I'm ready to fight the rogue. And then it ends up being like the Pharaoh or something. And then the guy's confused because he probably might have been able to set himself up a little bit differently, depending on who's fighting against. Jesse getting pressure quite a bit. Grounded on the Cyclone. Jesse, it was just taking beating to the face. Going to be another regrowth, as well as another emergency heal available. Archie does get his kick juked, and Jesse could go for a Cyclone again. Big roar, big clone as Jesse recovered a ton of health. And Jesse is going to be able to get himself a full flesh cut on top of it. Should be lots of healing, lots of survivability set up for the Feral Druid. Especially with a fresh new flesh cut while in bear form too, so it gives him even extra shielding because the health while in bear is slightly bigger. Stun totem coming down off of that Sundering. That's going to give Archie a bit of opportunity to make some big damage happen. Big wind strikes happening. And Jesse does get the swarm back. Should be able to recover a lot of healing with a big Feral Frenzy coming out. And that's going to be Archie trying to catch up. Ghostos are up. Jesse trying to avoid the Ghostos as best as he can. Trying not to take too much damage. Trying not to really fight against Archie. Bash into Cyclone. Again, just trying to avoid and shut down a lot of his pressure as best as he can. Interesting move, but I think it might be the move. I think it might be the play. Enhanced shamans do have damage that kind of sneaks up when you're out of nowhere. It's not a lot of big bursts. It's not a lot of little hits. It's just those little hits happen all at once, creating together, coalescing together into a really big burst. Kind of like Assassin Rogues of Legion. It wasn't a lot of big hits, but it's just a lot of little hits, which created together when they happen all at once, really big hits. He would just train people down, absolutely melting people. Arhi, though, trying to see if he can get a setup versus Jesse. Does get himself the totem down. I think it was going to be the Wind Fury totem. Not getting the stun that he needs. Jesse playing it super defensively. I think wait until they have a big go. Going to be a sentence as soon as he sees the cat go into cat form. Maim onto Arhi. Doesn't have a chicken for it. Wind strikes are big. Big old roar. Jesse trying to give himself as much recovery as he can. Barskin as the only defensive. Arhi still has wind strike. Jesse trying to get himself a reset. Does get it. That's going to be Arhi not sitting in that stun long at all. Almost landing that interrupt. Jesse realizing what's happening. Trying to see if he can bail out of there. And I think the druid still has better mobility than that of a shaman, so there's only so much you can do. Arhi does need to get into front of Jesse and somehow either knock him out of stealth or just get him dotted. Should be able to deny the opener for Jesse. Did not get to deny the proper opener. Big Sunder, no stun totem off of that, but it's still Jesse at super low health. Trying to get himself as much recovery as he can. Arhi does get a wall. Big ol' roar by Jesse. And Arhi has Ghost Souls coming up very, very soon. Wall is keeping him afloat for now. Doesn't need too much healing, so he can concentrate a lot of that maelstrom, whatever, how much he can generate when he gets in melee. Under doing damage to Jesse. Stunner to Jesse. Maybe he can get himself a setup. Totem coming down with the Wind Fury. Could be lots of damage. Jesse better be careful. Might need to play it very, very defensively in your heals. Barskin is up. Wall not available for a while. Lightning bolts flying. Trying to get himself a frenzy regen. This is why Arhi seems to end. The Ghost was joined the fight. Big old roar for Jesse. Arhi doesn't see that roar long at all. And Jesse gonna dip down where the Ghosts are gonna have to run a longer distance to catch up to him. Cyclone, does he have anything for it? Grounding totem is up. Bash, does he take down the grounding totem? Was that quick enough though? Kills the grounding totem, but realizes the stun is not going to last long enough, so he does get to bail out of there. Again, the mobility for druids is just huge. Arhi so far hasn't really had to worry too much about his own health. It's more like just having to worry about catching up to the druid in the first place. Fleshcraft is going to be set up for Arhi. Jesse is going to get a Fleshcraft set up on Bear Form as well. So far, just the survivability of Jesse has been massive, by the way. I think maybe that's where the Swarm helps out a ton, is getting the emergency frenzy regen, normal frenzy regen, utilizing CC to mostly just peel away from him and get resets. Big old stun to Jesse. Arhi might be able to get himself a good setup. Wind strikes are happening here. Wind Fury is doing big damage all of a sudden. Jesse getting choked out. Big old roar. Arhi is dotted up. Jesse trying to see if he can bail out of their feral frenzy. Back up and running, or frenzy regen. Back up and running. Yeah, and at that point, Arhi, there's only so much you can really do, Damie. Well, Earth Elemental coming down as Jesse decides to get aggressive. Jesse decides, you know what, I'm not running. I'm actually in the game. Arhi knew what was happening. Might even have to worry or use a wall here too. Hasn't used it yet. We are at 9 minutes into the duel, 26% dampening. Arhi is waiting for, I think, for the Doom Winds Ledger to be back up and running. It's only a minute cooldown. So as long as he's using it, when Jesse's locked down with a stun or something, he'll be in a great spot. Jesse goes for a roar. Sunder onto Jesse, does not have a stun totem to combo out off of. If he can just somehow slow Jesse down, or if Jesse decides, you know what, I'm ready to fight, this is perfect. Stun totem coming down, does Jesse get hit by it? Looks like I think Jesse might have killed it, unless it wasn't stun totem. It just maybe procs from Arhi. It just looked like a totem was down. Wall available for Jesse. That's a pretty big defensive. That's going to be Arhi getting even more aggressive. Trinkets out of that main. Jesse tuck your tail and run. Big damage for Ascendance as well as Doom wins for Arhi. If he can only catch up to Jesse, he'll be in a good spot. Wolves are back up and running. Jesse not in bear form. Gonna take a lot of damage here if he's not careful. Big damage for Arhi Orc. Does get hit with a roar, but that's going to be a dot still able to break him out. Jesse with massive heals, resets. Again, the mobility for this druid. He knows how to run. So far, it hasn't gotten too aggressive with Arhi. But the running here, I think he's just waiting until dampening is high enough because he just got to wait it out. You got to bleed out Arhi. I think in 9-1, it actually would be better for Pharaohs because at least they'll have some sort of mortal strike effect versus the targets. No flesh cup for Arhi. There's going to be quite a bit of defensive gone. Sunder doesn't connect with a stun. Stun does not connect with Jesse. That's still going to be Doom Winds Legendary for Arhi. Trying to keep that thing cool. The Slime Shield is getting used here. Should be able to get himself lots of resources. Wall getting used up. As Jesse is trying to get a bit aggressive with Berserk. Maybe a big setup. Maim should have a lot of bleeds back up into Arhi. It's going to be Feral Frenzy coursing through his veins as well. But he's A-okay for now. The Swarm did get shifted around. Not really whose Swarm is it. It's hard to tell. Jesse does get himself a bit of a heal. And I think, honestly, as dampening gets higher, it's Jesse that's really going to suffer. I know he's like maybe waiting for Arhi to have less healing potential to recover from the bleeds. But Jesse is the one who's really playing the kiting healing game. So eventually Jesse, I think, is going to be the one to pay for it if he doesn't just at some point put his foot down on the ground and get aggressive. Trying to see if he can get a reset versus Arhi. Denies the Pharaoh the opener. Going to be a full frenzy up and running. Jesse at no health at all. Does he get a frenzy regen again? It's going to be a reset. Gets a stun onto Arhi again. Trying to avoid him as best as possible. Hoping for another regeneration. It's going to be more slows for Arhi. The swarm is back on, and maybe he's just waiting for the swarm to get the biggest value. But he got that Cheetah form. Regrowth ready to go. Arhi is either going to have to maybe go for Fleshcraft or maybe try to chase up Jesse, but chasing after a Feral dude is basically impossible. And actually, the swarm went into a totem. That is so weird. Going to be Jesse with the opener. Finally got himself an opener in a long, long while. Ghost was up and running for Arhi. Immediately has a wall. Trying to go for a stun to Jesse. Missing that Sunder. Missing the stun totem, which is super unfortunate. Barks it up for Jesse. 42% dampening. Trinket back up for Arhi. Trinket's out of that roar. Ghost Rolls is still rolling, so has plenty of maelstrom generated for him. And himself a big setup. Primordial Bolt setup onto Jesse. I keep forgetting that Arhi, the shaman? Not Arhi Orc. Arhi, a different guy. He is a Necrolord. I keep forgetting that. So Decimating Bolt is what he uses with the Lightning Bolts and whatnot. Jesse maimed up, setting up some big bleeds. Maybe this could be big damage. Arhi does he survive? He has the wall back up, so he should be okay. Slime shield is back up and running. Big damage on Jesse. Does go for a roar. Jesse gets up yet another big heal. Does go for an interrupt into the Fleshcraft. Meets a Sunder to the face though. Jesse kind of sort of low. Arhi, if he gets himself a setup with maybe a if only he had Doom Winds at that point. If only somehow had a way to get not get stunned, and he had Doom Winds. Jesse was so low enough, you just needed a few procs and you were good to go. Arhi doesn't sit stuns long at all though. Jesse just DRing all the stuns. Gonna be a big old setup. Ascendant's available. Jesse trying to see if he can survive it. No line of sight for quite a bit. Roar as Arhi does get close enough. And that roar does give him enough of a CC to get a breather from the shaman. This is where Arhi needs to be really careful. If he goes Ascendants, chasing after bear, don't get too close. He's just gonna roar you and CC you. Stay at range so you can spam wind strikes and get your auto attacks, because otherwise you're just not getting any value on it. Jesse continuing to run 13 minutes into the duel, 51% dampen. He got himself, I think, somewhat of a Fleshcraft off. I don't think it was a full Fleshcraft. I'd be surprised if that was a full one. Thunder onto Jesse. Does not have a stun totem to follow. The roar does come in, but this time Jesse isn't really going anywhere. The big totem coming down with Doom Winds. Bash onto Arhi. This is going to pre-wall his damage. Jesse just going to try to max out damage, but the shaman with the Doom Winds totem cannot be stopped. You can try to outrun it. It is a storm. It is inevitable. Big old Convoke the Spirits coming down from Post to Nuttu. Post to Nuttu. Big old heals available for our human though, 55% dampening. Post to Nuttu trying to make whatever damage he can happen. He just has a few more global, so it's going to be a big damage. Arhi barely has any mana though. Oh, he got so low and held a single star. Post to Nuttu just crossed his fingers, wished for like, I wish the shaman just drop, and he got his wish. A star, wish upon a star. Big old roar into Anto. He's just trying to make some damage happen with the Cyclone. Doesn't choose to trinket. He does choose to trinket it. A wreck with the Kyrian setup getting used. Didn't get the hammer proc needed. When supposed to not looking all that healthy. Oh my god. Just like that. Oh no. Waluz is up next. 60% dampening. Anto just popped the trinket just to max out the damage onto the Boomy. Waluz just trying to see if he can one-shot the Paladin. Going in for a big setup, and that's going to be immediately soul shaping out of there. Anto got himself a bubble used up. Versus Waluz does have blessing protection. Might be able to get Shield of Venus at a later time. Blind into Anto. I guess Waluz just trying to get super aggressive. Just trying to go for the blind, the sap, and then go for the burst. He just tried to end the duel right there. Did use Shadow Blades for that opener though, so that was a lot of damage rolled in the beginning. Sap, and it's going to be Cheap Shadow versus Ant, so trying to go for Shadow Strikes, big damage. Not much you can really do at the end. Double Eviscerate is all you needed. Who's up next? Either Chalrion or Cries Bad. Is it going to be Chalrion, who's now a Necrolord warrior? That is interesting. Chalrion normally is a Nightfall warrior. Sap and Cries Bad before he can even get himself a gateway. That's a little bit cheese. That's a little bit dirty. And Waluz is actually hanging out right next to the Succubus. But the Succubus in a good position to get the CC onto Waluz's Crisbet. Still gonna gate the gateway. It's like, you know what? My man, that's a little bit BM. Sapping me before I can get my gateway. I'm getting my gateway either way you like, whether you like it or not. Big old Mortal Coil onto Waluz with a Fear to follow. That's gonna be a big old Cannonball set up right after. I try to meld it. Interesting. A full shadow meld for that Chaos Bolt. The dots from the Immolate Cataclysm. The Immolate setup of the Cataclysm is burning under Balloons, but again, the rogue shields, they do stay on you. Instead you pop in the cell, those shields are permanent unless you unstealth. Kreisbad trying to see if he can get some damage to Waluz. Gonna be a kidney shot onto the Succubus. If Kreisbad can somehow find where Waluz is at and try to get him back in combat, he is gonna keep him in combat, not letting the rogue get a reset. Maybe the rogue might be able to get himself a dance, not for a while. Big ol' Casbolt is gonna be eaten in the face. A vanish for the rogue immediately as soon as he can bust out of there. And the dots are not gonna get him out of stealth. Even at 72% dampening, those shields just don't even disappear ever. It's gonna be I'm actually very interested in how rogues are gonna play up with the shields not being there. I think it's gonna be a lot more Necrolord rogues, because then you can go shield up, vanish, go in the corner, channel Fleshcraft for a bit, and it'll be good to go, right? Maybe. Potentially. I'm guessing here, dude. I'm guessing. Or maybe rogues are gonna have to go back to what they used to do back in the day, which is play it super clean and go for really long resets. Because like just being able to like put some dots on a rogue, he re-stealths, he doesn't come out of stealth ever because he's actually not just has his shields, just keeping him afloat. That's too cheese, man. That's too cheese. But we'll see. Prize bat, 17 minutes into this duel, will lose 77% dampener. Waiting now for some cooldowns. Dance is back up. Shadowblades is back up. He knows he's going to have a Succubus CC on him immediately. Kreisbad actually walked next to the rogue just for a second. Sapping to Kreisbad. Does he put the Succubus to the side? He does put her a bit to the side. Is he going to get interrupted? No, it's going to CC him from himself. Will lose trinkets out of it. Mortal Cold Cloak of Shadows ready before he needs to. Kreisbad does have a port if he needs to as well. He's going to summon a full Infernal. Well, it's going to be a Soul Rot as well while Wall is up and running. Drain life after Waluz is just trying to get the hell out of there. Well, Luz does get himself a reset. I don't know if it was a Shadow Meld or not. I think maybe it was just a normal... Actually, no, I think it might have been a Shadow Meld. I think it might have been a Shadow Meld re-stealth. Kreisbad picking up the eye. He did have to burn a wall for that rogue there just now. The Infernal, that was a nice play too. Get a stun on the rogue, put some pressure on him. No cloak. Vanish coming up for the rogue really soon. No blind for a bit. Does have dance to back up. If Kreisbad can just find the rogue, that'll be in a good spot. It's going to be the Succubus getting hit with a stun. But Luz does get himself a reset. Does Kreisbad find him? He does not. He needs to get a Succubus to re-stealth though, because then he'll be able to always counter the rogue's opener. Putting the Succubus to the side, getting him with a sap, expecting the rogue to open up on him. There goes the rogue, cold blood ready to go. Does have the Succubus CC. The rogue did get himself that one Shadow Strike. Going to be Kreisbad, turning up the heat with a Dark Soul stability. Mortal Coil into Balloons immediately into a Fear right after. Shadow Fury to follow. Soul Rod, the dots are getting set up. As long as the rogue does not get himself a full reset, the dots will actually do something. And there goes the Vanish. And there goes the Vanish. Now, when 9-1, what those dots, what the shield will do is it would be there for like 4 seconds and then will fall off. And then you would have to reset, and then shields will be back up. So the rogues can go for resets over and over, and kind of use like re-stealthing as a defensive in a sense to deal with some of the dot damage afterwards. But it will at some point take you out of stealth. So if you're not careful, if people are a little bit more aggressive, or they're in a good position, in the right position, or if you're in the wrong position, you could unstealth you, and you're kind of out in the open, and you get tagged. We could put it in combat, can't re-stealth again. Rogue stealth is so brain dead. Yeah, there's a good reason why Blizzard is changing up and nerfing it in 9-1. I mean, yeah, it's just too easy to get away from people, dude. If you can get a re-stealth, that's it. You got a clean re. Are you dotted up with like a billion dots? You're probably okay. You honestly, that shield is pretty massive. It's gonna soak up a lot of that dot. Look at what lose. You took the full dots at this high dampening, 92% dampening. So I think shields are somewhat affected. I'll be surprised if they're not affected at all. Well, this is also standing right on top of a Succubus. Did not CC her or nothing. There's gonna be a big old port for Kreisbad. Shadow stepping, but he didn't quite reach it. No! Mortal Coil into Lose. Chickens out of it immediately. Get the Shadow into for a lose, and that's gonna be the Succubus CC. Never got to use it the first time. The Fey Sepsis ability is used by Waluz Shadow. Ooh. Got himself a Shadow Meld reset. Yeah, Night Elf Rogues in particular, dude. Particularly biggest aggressors of that cheese playstyle. Particularly biggest aggressors. It's actually just too cheesy, man. It's ridiculous and cheesy. We are 21 minutes into this duel. 97% dampening. Can you believe it, boys? Can you believe it? Archeorc is an archivist. É uma personagem da Rosa of Archeorc. É shaman? I'm thinking Archie is actually Archeorc. I think that's actually his shaman. I think that might actually be him. Feral power? Feral's a pretty good voice. You know what I mean? Shouldn't the new combatant let the previous heal to full? Not necessarily. In a 5v5 1v1 duels, as long as your partner, as long as the person ahead of you is dead, it's your turn, and you don't have to give the other person an honor duel. It's awesome when people do it. Some people do give honor duels to have a more fair fight, but you don't necessarily have to. That's part of the 5v5s. Big old cannonball set up for Walooz. Gonna eat that one for breakfast, and does go down. Walooz? No, only you lose. That's as best of a joke I could come up with his name. But Walooz goes down versus Kreisbad. The shields and the resets just couldn't keep him afloat. 100% damage probably had something to do with it. A-bomb getting him with a stun on the side. Oh, bit of damage early on from Kreisbad. And Kreisbad trying to avoid as much damage as he can because he ain't healing for anything. A-bomb got himself a good position. He might be able to score a kill if he just goes all in on Kreisbad. But I think he wants to get a kill and then take out Chelion as well. But he's trying to go the long game. Speaking about Unholy, not a spec you see often. Again, also 9-1. That's a spec you're probably going to see a lot more often. Looks really, really good. What's a good offensive legendary for Feral? Hey, Ferals, can you guys help out Sam? Hey, Feral Druids. What's a good offensive legendary? I think is the one where when you Tiger's Lust, oh, A-Bomb I think is going to go down. Wow, then at this high dampening, like any kind of dot is just going to rot ya. And Kreisbad is the man, dude. Look at that shaman damage, by the way. This druid healed for 1 million. And this man matched him. This druid is like I'm gonna sell you for 1 million. This guy was trying to be like, best I can do is 988,130. This is some Pawn Star stuff right here, man. That was good. Yeah, oh my god, dude. Alright, let's get another one up and running, boys. Let's get these guys mixed up a little bit, playing against new dudes. But Sam, let me peep it. So that's the one ledger I've seen a lot of Ferals use. Is this one right here. Eye of Fearful Symmetry. So when you target Fury, cause your next 2 finishing moves to restore 2 comp points. So you can go for like a... So if you go for a Berserk, your finishers are going to give you 3 combo points. When you go for Tiger's Fury, your next 2 finisher moves restore 2 combo points. So you can basically go for a big old 5 combo point bite. You get combo points back. And you can basically almost go bite, shred, bite, shred, bite. So you can get 3 bites in a row. So stun somebody, bite, shred, bite. And I think it has a chance on your bites to give you 3 combo points instead of 2. So sometimes it could be like bite, you get 5 combo points, bite. So you can just bite. It's for Kyrian. I guess it'll also be... Maybe Circle of Life and Death is pretty good. Is Circle good? I know that at some point people were playing very defensive Legos. Apex, it's a good PvE one. Frenzy Bed, I don't know if people use it. Circle I would imagine is good for like multi-dotting. I think if you're a Necrolord, maybe Circle is the best for damage right now. But maybe people are just playing more defensive Legos. Like a Barkskin playstyle. Ryza 3 out of 5. Awesome. Obliv, go to switch out Druid, then full again. R. Sounds good. Yo, let's get Jesus versus Obliv. We got ourselves Asuma versus Anto or Kryzer. Either one of those. Let's start mixing and matching, you guys. How does that sound? Obliv just got to play. But for the sake of variety, so teams play different people, we're going to go Jesus and Obliv. Necrolord uses Bleeds and Moonfire. Oh, so you go for the damage extra. But what if you're dotting up multiple people, right? Draw it of 10 lands or something, right? For 1 rogue is better 1 undead or 1 troll. For rogues, I think undeads are a little bit better than trolls on average, at least for PvP. For PvE, I think you might be able to make a argument for the haze buff and troll and assassination for maybe really good. I think on most rogues right now are blood elves though, or orcs. I could be wrong on that one though. What are the best ratios actually for Horde? I guess PvP or PvE, it's a different story, right? PvE is what I can tell you, what people are running for ratios. Let's say assassination. Orc apparently is really good. Blood Elf as well. Outlaw? What is it? What's Blood Elf for Outlaw? Is it Volpera apparently? Volpera. Which is surprising. Blood Elf as well is pretty good. Subtlety. Volpera. Wow. I'm actually surprised. I guess it's the vial. It does quite a bit of damage, at least in the pure single target sims. A little weird, dude. A little weird. Oh god, you guys are already going. Oh, okay. Oh god. Switch. We got ourselves the boys. Lex already in the middle of the thick of things versus Get Gnome. Hits him with a breath. That's going to be a Nova. Get Gnome going for a big old Radiant Spark. Trying to get interrupted on it. Trying to get a polymer for the Lex. Doesn't quite get it. And Lex trying to avoid him as best as possible while he is CC. Big old breath. Poly. A Gnome might be able to get himself maybe a setup. Trying to go for full running power. Radiant Spark. Should be lots of damage. Breath by Lex. Trick it for Gnome. Trying to make some damage here happen. Does he go for a big old Meteor to follow too? Radiant Spark getting set up on him now. Sparks for Sparks. And Lex again also going in for Fireballs and Fire Blast himself. Trying to go for a very, very sustained heavy playstyle. Big ol' Meteor for Lex onto Gnome. But Gnome looked like he takes absolutely no damage. He actually gives zero damage to that Meteor. Actually just took a full Meteor. Just like, who's kind of okay with it. He's like, okay, cool, Meteor. Ring of Frost trying to get set up on Gnome. He's not going to get CC'd. Trying to push some pressure into Lex. As he goes for full combustion, Lex trying to avoid it as best as possible. Not even trying to spell steal it. Not trying to play with fire at all. He's just trying to avoid it. It looks like he avoided it. He did. Almost a polymorph for the Lex. Going to be almost secure and set up by Gnome. Almost getting the full setup. Does go for a polymorph for the Gnome. Going to be a G-Pi for Lex. Gnome is going to take the damage in the open. And Lex does have himself a full setup too. No combustion. Does have a Meteor very, very soon though. That's a full Kyrian setup. Could maybe go for a big old burst. Breath by Gnome. The two are playing very, very aggressively against one another. Lex does hold on to a combustion. Meteor is available if he wants to use it too. And Gnome, I think, is just trying to wait this out as best as he can. Images are up. Does hit the Nova. This is going to be a really close duel between the two. Because Lex doesn't want to... He has combustion. He doesn't want to play too early. Also, just the movement of these two. That was sporadically just moving against one another. These two are just on another different level. Meteor coming down for Lex. Maybe trying to make a big combustion setup happen. Lex getting locked out for a second, though. As Gnome just trying to Gnome the man. You want to yoink all his shields as well. Is that with Klepto? Big ol' breath to Lex. And Gnome does have alter time. Continue to just fireball at Lex whenever he can. Lex does have a combustion rolling, though. And Gnome just going to get away from him. Lex not pushing up aggressively. Knew that there was an alter time for Gnome setup. He's going to hit him with the breath as well as the Kyrian setup. Trying to go to make like the last burst ability during that Kyrian setup a Pyroblast if at all possible. Another setup by Gnome. A little bit more aggressive with his own Kyrian Radiant Sparks. He's trying to make more damage happen. It actually has quite a bit of burst. All the time is available for Lex. Does get interrupted on fire. And Gnome is just continuing to just tickle at the boy. While getting frozen trinkets out of the freeze, trying to deny the G-Pi. Gonna be Meteor down for Lex. Gnome blinking out of that Meteor. Does have a fireball set up. Getting interrupted on fire though. While he's locked out, gonna be a Kyrian setup by Lex blinking around him. I think both of them are running Gnome blinks, don't they? Lex does have the triple shield Lego setup. Gnome going for something more aggressive. I'm not really sure exactly which Lego. Maybe it's the one where when you cast a fire spell, arcane spell, and a frost spell, within like 10 seconds of each other, you get a 20-second extra crit damage buff. I think that might be the one he's playing. Gnome tried to see if he can get a setup with a poly onto Legs, getting denied that poly. Blinking in again, super aggressive with a bunch of Fire Blast Pyros at the Legs. But the triple shield is holding on strong. Gnome can just steal those shields though. Like Legs brought shields to the party, and Gnome, while he has the mana, he can take him anytime he wants to. Big ol' Pyro's chucking out onto Legs, has all the time available. Gnome is in a position where he can't continue the damage. Legs does steal the combustion though, dropping immediately down onto Gnome. Legs kind of finds himself super lowish on health. Could be in that execute range. Gnome hits him with the breath. That's going to be a Radiant Spark getting set up, but Legs does get his shield back up and running. 4 minutes into this aggressive mage versus mage wizard duel. Lex again with those shields, the party favorites for Gnome to just yoink anytime he wants to. G-Pack getting set up. Good thing Gnome took a couple shields away from Lex. Gonna be a Frostbolt set up, but Lex tried to slow Gnome down a little. Trying to be like, relax, slow down. Here's a Frostbolt. Big old damage. Baxagor does have a combustion rolling. Gnome just kind of staying in there. He's gonna take his combustion back. And actually just a roll of a combustion. Wait, Lex could be in a really bad spot. Taking Pyros back to back. Could be a cauterize here. Does trip a cauterize. Icebuck might be used here. And Gnome is just an unstoppable machine. No Icebuck either. Oh no. This came out of nowhere. Just a blink. Fire blast immediately. Super giga aggressive Gnome. Versus Shammy now. Shammy, what kind of Lego are you playing? Is he a triple shield legendary? He might be. Actually, we can just take a look at Gnomed. It looks like he does have a couple shields. So, yeah, Shammy also brought the party favorites to the party. Gonna be a big old meteor coming down into Gnomed. Almost hits him with a breath. Alter time available for Shammy. Can alter anytime he needs to. And Gnome to just continue to gnome these guys, man. Just continue to just pelt them with Pyroblast, Fire Blast anytime he gets it. That's going to be a combustion rolling out for Chammy, but he gets stolen by Gnome. Chammy, does he realize that that's what happened? Got him some shields back up and running. Gnome just yoinked all those shields. Is he Klepto? I don't think he's Klepto. I'm starting to think he's not Klepto at all. But he's really aggressive in his playstyle. Trying not to get interrupted on Arcane. Breath onto Chammy. Raining Spark set up and running. Fireball rolling too. Could be lots of damage though. Chammy, not in a good position, does at least Ice Block. From the last duel he just saw with the other mage Lex, he saw mage Lex not using Ice Block. He knows he needs to. He knows he needs to Ice Block it at some point. If you are Orcs Nados or Orcs Dalo, well, Blood? Blood Elves, dude. Blood Elves against a Paladin, man. I think it's still really good. Basic protection, you can just remove it. I think it's really, really good. I was more looking at the PvE side of the game too. Like in PvE Sims, what Sims really good. It's really a small difference. No, I'm going in for big damage on the Chammy. All the time for the both of them. And Chammy just getting fire blasted back to back. Does have himself the Necrolord setup. 15% more damage. But looks like Gnome does have him in a really tight spot. Does get an interrupt on the Fleshcraft. Not really giving him a lot of shields to work with. Chammy does at least give himself the triple shield backup. Try to hit Gnome with a Poly. Doesn't really get to. Doesn't really get to. Poly maybe this time. Breath. Chammy's still holding on to Cauterize, so it might be in a good spot. Shields is going to help him survive this quite a bit, though, as Gnome spell stealing them. Is he Klepto? I'm starting to think he's Klepto, because that's all the shields gone in a single go. Maybe that's how he's mana managing this, because he's spell stealing almost on cooldown, or physical cooldown. So I think he is Klepto. Big combustion available for Gnome is going to get a Cauterize out of Chammy. It just aggressively punishes him with some pyros back to back. Yandex is going to be up next as a Frost DK. Necrolord as well, like the last mage. Yandex Lich, actually, is his full name. But I kind of like it. Ring of Frost available for Gnome. Doesn't quite get to Gnome Yandex with the Ring of Frost. Just got a Radiant Spark into his face. He literally doesn't care for that extra grippy hand. Alter time is set up. Try to walk back into his Rune of Power just to do whatever damage he can. It is going to be an alter time, giving him his health back though. Or maybe not. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Did a bit of damage to Yandex. Just traded blows with him. It was burst for burst with Gnome just literally pyroblasting him into the face over and over and over. That's literally his burst. He doesn't even need burst. He doesn't even need combustion. Look at Yandex's health. He just fireblasting, pyroblasting, Phoenix Flaming. I think he just literally throwing every instacast spell at Yandex and just hitting him as many times as he can. AMS is up for the Death Knight. Is going to try to see if he can recover a little bit of health. Get Gnome. Knows he can't really do much for this, so he's just going to bail out. Gonna be Yandex though, hit him with a Chain of Ice. Gnome literally using the Gnome racial as the Chain of Ice hits him. What is this? This Gnome is on a whole nother level of a character, dude. He's just gnoming these boys. Gonna be a big old Ring of Frost. Yandex doesn't quite get hit by it. Nova does come out, has a grip for Gnomed. And he's kind of hoping to hit him with a Ring of Frost at some point. Yandex, once that remote switch to skip stack and avoided the Ring of Frost as best as he could. Gnomed is going to continue blinking out of there. I like how Gnome maintained like the Frosted Shield for as long as he did. You know what I mean? I like how he maintained the Frosted Shield for as long as he did. Is he back? There's no way he's back to triple shield combo, is he? Big ol' combustion versus Yandex. Yandex is going to tank this up as best as he can. But not going to overcommit cooldowns either. He does have IBF. He does have a lot of stuff, but just an anti-magic zone and just going for self heals. He's in a good spot. Oh, wait, no, I think Gnome did go back to triple shield Lego. I was wondering, like, it looked like he was just spell stealing shields. I guess I was so used to him playing another legendary. I think he did go back to the triple shield Lego to just stay more aggressive. Never mind. I guess last game he didn't do it, but this game he decided to. Because I was wondering, like, I was thinking he was spell stealing shields the whole time. But I guess this explains it. I wonder if mages will end up playing to a different legendary next patch. I don't think so, right? I don't think they will. It'd be cool if they did, but I don't think that they would. Big old breath on the Yandex. Ring of Frost getting set up for Gnomed. Does have a Rune of Power, does have Fireballs. He does not play Meteor, so he's playing Kindling. So So he's trying to get combustions back quicker. Literally going for whatever instant cast they can. Yannick's taking all the damage, can't stand the heat. Needs to bail out behind the pillar, get himself a bit of a pact with death, and then wait out until the pact is over, so he might be able to get whatever healer he can get. IBF still available. It's going to interrupt Gnome to Arcane, gripping on fire. So eventually it's going to be out of options on how to deal with the fire damage or the arcane damage of Gnome as he continues to hit him with the Radiant Spark over and over. This Pyro is doing quite a bit of damage. Flash kept getting interrupted. Yannick just trying to do whatever he can to avoid having to pop his big defenses just yet. The dampening is climbing though, steadily. We are at the 10 minutes 32% dampener. 10 minutes 36 seconds at 34% dampening, excuse me. Lichborn up for Yandex with an AMS. He needs to better use as many death coils as he can. If no, just waits out for Lichborn. Big old combustion with a couple pyros just taking him out. Is it Chaz up next or is it Sushi Roll? It looks like it is going to be Chaz. Chaz? Chiz? Chizix? Physics? I don't really know how to say his name. We're going to call him Chaz though. We're just going to call him Chaz. Gnome getting hit with a opener. Trinkets out of it immediately with the Ring of Frost immediately onto Chaz. Does not play G-Pi, so again, just going to be a very, very steady playstyle for him. Chaz taking a lot of damage though without a combustion. What? How is he taking so much damage? Does Chaz have like no gear? Did he leave half his gear in the bank or something? There's no way he's taking so much damage. That was just a single Radiant Spark setup with just a bunch of Fire Blasts, Pyro Just pretty painful. All along, pretty painful. Big old breath of the Chaz. Gonna be a fireballs for free for Gnome. Let's just getting the combustion little by little. Whatever fireballs he can get, the better. Is he even playing the fireball setup? I think that was Shadow Meld though, so I don't think that fireball really went through. I'm gonna be watching out for his combustion next to me fireballs to see if he actually gets any value from it. Breath onto Chaz, trying to go for Ring of Frost, does get Skull bashed on, so Gnome could go for lots of damage. Convoking Spirits coming down, does have a blink to get out of the stun. It's gonna be another Radiant Spark getting set up, does set it up. Fire Blast and Pyro Blast flying versus Chaz. It's gonna be quite a lot of damage. And I think he does get combustion back quicker every time he fireballs. I am almost certain. Blink it out of that bash. Chaz with no health at all. Could literally just go into combustion if you wanted to. Just take him out wall. Chaz doesn't have much to work with. Trying to get himself bites and bleeds onto Gnome. But I think the game was over from the start as Gnome does burn a combustion at the very, very end. And Sushi Roll is the last man standing on Team 2. Is Gnome gonna go for a big old legendary 1v5, dude? The big Gnome 1v5? You know what Gnome reminds me of? If you ever play Kingdom Hearts, he makes me think of like those Kingdom Hearts, like Final Fantasy characters. You know what I mean? Like these dudes with hats and like big old yellow eyes. But you can't really see them because like the rest of the body is like shrouded. Or maybe the bodies are like... I don't even know. You know what I mean? I was gonna say if you guys see Lucron's Final Fantasy character, but not a lot of you. Some of you guys would know what I mean. But he looks like a Final Fantasy / Kingdom Hearts character. I don't know why. I like it though. Ring of Frost getting set up for Sushi, trying to go for the Ring of Boopity Bop Boop and Gnomed out of the way. As a poly of dust set in, playing that relentless, so he's not gonna be sitting the poly too long. That's gonna be a karma. Immediately as Gnome trying to go for a setup, the karma is not gonna be good karma for Sushi. He doesn't have a way to heal himself back up with karma. So karma is only gonna deny the damage up until a certain point, but zero healing, and that's probably better for the high dampening games. Being able to boop the enemy out of the way as they're trying to get a cast off probably is better. Gnome does get himself at least one fireball. Sushi is playing the setup where his Tiger Palms are going to give him big mobility. Gnome kind of finds super low on health. Interrupt onto Gnome on fire damage. Does have all the time use here. Iceball can be used as well if he needs it. Ring of Frost getting set up off that breath. Does he get it? I think he does, and that's going to be a freeze onto Sushi. Gnome does have Cauterized Sprocket. Big combustion available. Does he get to take out Sushi? And Sushi does have Diffuse Magic. Gnome finds a super low on health. Might have to Icebox. Icebox at like 0 health. Oh, you can see his nose. Oh, there's his face. You can actually see it through Ice Block. Looks spooky. Oh, there's the boy. Looks spooky otherwise. Trying to see if he can get a polymorph. I think Sushi has him on the ropes. Oh, this could be really bad for Gnomed and does get Fist of Fury at the very end. He kept trying and trying and trying. Sushi, though, got a nice setup. with that defuse magic though. There's only so much you can do, man. Only so much you can do. Say, please say Mew Mew. What's up, Say Mac? How you doing, man? Please say Mew Mew. Well, there it is. Karma onto Waluz with a Zuen joining for Sushi. Try to see if he can one-shot Waluz, but it's going to be a blind. If he can get himself a reset, looks like he does get a reset. Maybe a Sap to Sushi while they're low. There's going to be a Shadow Strike immediately with an Eviscerate, dude. Just an execute immediately. Excellent play by the monkey the way, though. Played as well as I could, dude. No, I love that aggressive playstyle, by the way. It is so good. It is actually so good. Fantastic. Fantastic play by the boy. I love that. Kryze is ready? Alright, if Asuma is ready, we're ready to go then, boys. Ready to go for another one. Let me save these though real quickly while I get you guys rolling. Let's save it. What's up, Margarita? How you doing, man? Let's go in here. What's up, North? How you doing, my guy? Hope you're having a good one, my dude. What's up, dumb man? How you doing, my mate? Anex such. Gnome Leget Colone. Kutchup. Hugs the pillars. Yeah. Hey, it's World of Warcraft. I mean, if you wanna play a game without pillars, like if you want to play WoW and do the duels and you want to avoid the pillars, you could do it. It's just I don't think it's gonna end up helping you too much, fam. But I think he played the pillars really well. Like he's super aggressive. Like he's in people's faces. I don't think he's actually just chilling there. People, rogues, and addons and orcs. Yeah, Bloodos, man. How you doing, my guy? Bloodos are actually pretty good for PvE content and not bad for PvP, in my opinion. Actually, with all racials, where I feel like I line up with racials, is you should play whatever racials you find useful for yourself. Whether you don't really find any of them that are super useful and you want to play for aesthetics, or if you think one is going to be more useful than another for you, you should play that. What's up, Dwight? How you doing, my guy? Does this command Lego and crit damage? Wait, does he? No, I think he ran the triple shield. I'm pretty sure, unless this one command is a triple shield. This command, I think, is the new meme for PvP, but it is the PvE legendary. I'm pretty sure he ran the shield legendary, though. I'm pretty sure he ran... Yeah, display command is crit damage, but I'm pretty sure he ran Treant Ward there, because he had a lot of shields. Versus mages, it looked like he was spell stealing them, but versus other players, he still had it. Obliv, that was awesome, my dude. That was ridiculously cool. Let's get Awesome and Kryzer, and then we'll start mixing you boys up a little bit. Kryzer and Obliv face each other. Jesus and Obliv face each other, so then Awesome and Obliv gotta face each other. And then it'll be Kryzbad with... Jesus? Yeah, I guess it would work out, right? I guess it would work out. Alrighty, boys, let's get another one up and running. This time I actually have my audio all set up and ready to go. Perfect. Switch. We got ourselves team 1 together with Kryzbad. We got Telerion as a Necrolord Arms Warrior. I'm actually very interested to see how it's going to work out. Pelter! Been a while, my guy. How you doing with you? Still sticking to the boomy guns, huh? We got ourselves Beefy Mike as a Ret and Arhi on his Chamois. Versus the other team, we got Saxaboom as a Windwalker. Actually, his Mog is just a complete, just all over the place. His Mog is literally all over the place. He got the honeycomb, he got the fish. He's got himself the Boba Kotick mount, the official Bobby mount. Matrix in here, we got ourselves DF, we got ourselves Asterix, we got ourselves Asuma. And that's going to be Matrix first up and running versus Kryzbad. Going to be immediate leg sweep onto Kryzbad as well as the succubus, it looks like. And Matrix trying to see if he can avoid Kryzbad or chase it after him. Maybe he's just predicting him so well. Karma used immediately. Mortal Coil getting set up with the succubus still on the side. Trick is out of it. Zuen rolling out versus Kryzbad is going to get booped out of the corner. Actually, Kryzbad does thread the needle with a port and just kind of low on health. Actually, could be in a really bad spot. Matrix trying to see if he can end this duel here. Big old Battle Master Trick it up for Kryzbad. With a fear onto Matrix, trying to see if he can set up a big old case bolt right after. No more defensive for Matrix. But he does get himself, I think, a Battle Master Trinket rolling with whatever healing he can. Kryzbad trying to set up a fear. He needs to get a cast off. If he can get a cast off with the wall, he might be okay. Big old case bolt has no health. Kryzbad could go down immediately in cap. Matrix, I think, is going to have him. Literally sees a global. There it goes. That was super aggressive by that monk. Wow, he just really went in there and just pumped damn. That's literally what his goal is, to go in, pump as much jam as I can. versus Kaiser. I think even maybe took Kaiser by surprise for a bit there. Because Kaiser actually just took so much damage. Super aggressive playstyle. Matex. I think Matex getting that leg sweep on that succubus is what really screwed Kaiser over. Because normally you would be able to get the succubus CC to prevent a full burst, full opener by the other party, by like rogues and monks. But then he got a leg sweep, both the warlock and the succubus were CC'd, so they just take the full brunt of the damage. Matex is going to try to see if he can get away from R. He is going to go for a big old port away. As R here looking to close the gap. Matex, I can't tell if he's trying to run or trying to get up close. I think he's just trying to figure out if he wants to go for a hit or runs. He's getting really flexible with the hit and runs. He's playing the Ring of Peace. He's going to be able to boot players out of the way. But good karma isn't going to be able to give him too much healing. So he's going to have to really worry about his health. Go for a lot of self-heals. Did avoid a lot of that ascendance from Arhi. And he's going to get himself some cooldowns rolling with Weapons of Order. Big Master buffs. When is joined in the fight, it's going to be big defensive for Matex. He's going to have to go for a karma here. Or does he go for the heals? Does he go aggressive? Looks like Matex trying to get himself as much self-heal as possible. Trying to stay aggressive with Arhi. Avoiding the Sun Tone as he can. Hex coming out. Does have an intro for the Hex. Flash Captain is going to be full though. Arhi is getting attacked so hard. The big pressure by Matex though. Lexi but Arhi does have a ticket for it. There's going to be Maelstrom back up. No mana though. And Matex does end up getting the Whirling Dragon Punch to take him out. A big old Hodge by Beefy Mikey. As he goes in for a full Seraphim, Matex is going to be in a position where he has no more defensives. Maybe mobility, but no more defense. Does have a port if he needs to. And he's going to be able to get himself a port. With the Tiger's Lust, Ring of Peace is up. Trying to keep the Paladin away. Good angle on the Ring of Peace. Paladin is struggling to get around it. Good angle. So he does stump Beefy Mikey a bit, even though he got wings and Seraphim and everything. Maybe went in for as much self-kills as possible. Or Matex? 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 Matey? Big damage on Beefy Mikey. Might need to bubble this out. Mate X does go for a Battle Master trick. It's going to be a blind, maybe a wreck. Beefy Mikey does go for the wreck. Doesn't have the big damage to combo off with though. Mate X did get lucky. If Beefy Mikey had everything there for the blind, I guess Mate did have a trinket, so maybe that's what Beefy Mikey was trying to see if he can get out of him. No more health available for Mate X. Does get himself a little bit of heals. Karma back up if he needs to. There's going to be a little bit of that diffuse magic to diffuse the situation. Chill Divinity about to pop though for Beefy Mikey. Karma is up, trying to see if he can force a bubble or bop out of the Paladin. And as long as Mate X doesn't get himself in a bad situation, he might be okay. Double Judgments. Do get proc from the Kyrian setup. The Kyrian Toll setup for Beefy Mikey. Double Judgments. Lots of damage. Even going to be, I think, even more damage to some extent in the next patch, actually. Big old Weapons of Order available. Mate X should be able to get himself a Zuend as well. No images for this burst. Just trying to max out the burst as he is by himself. Gonna roll a Sid. As Beefy gets himself a full set of wings. No, not a full. Proc. But wings is wings. Big old Fist of Fury into Beefy. Might have to bubble out of this. Pretty low on health. Does go for the bubble. Mate X, as long as he's not in a bad spot, he will be okay. Trying to verify through the damage. Beefy, I think, went for a full wreck. Did he have a Hodge with it? Lexi, but a Beefy might be able to take him out either way. Oh my god, Mate X. Oh my goodness. Taking the team 2 out in just swift motions, man. Just doing work. Telrion, the Necrolord Arms Warrior, is going to be up next. Let's see how well this works out for him. Does go for a Stormbolt onto Mate X. Going for big damage on top of it. Big old leap, trying to see if he can catch up to him. Big old charge, in cap onto a Ring of Peace. Bladestorm is back up and running. Actually has him in the execute range. Could he maybe do it? Big old leap to fall right after disarm. Does he trinket it? He does have a trinket if he wants to. Mate X has a karma backup, so Telrion better be very, very careful with that karma. And that's going to be that karma. Telrion goes for a fear. If he can just survive that karma for a bit, Mate X most likely has a port. Does not have a port available yet. Gonna be a big old charge for Telrion just to get himself whatever healing he can. Warlock Helsing getting used. Mate X does have a Battle Master trinket. Telrion with a Stormbolt. Does it take him out? Could he potentially do it? Gonna be a big trinket used for Telrion. Mate X is super low health. Telrion can't jerk a range out of this in-cap. Mate X should be able to catch up on a heal or two. A big old leap for Telrion. Port getting set up by Mate X. Telrion making sure to get himself a Fleshcraft, which forces the monk from behind the pillar. We're gonna be an execute right. Oh! I think there was an overpower at the very end. Telrion taking down this unstoppable force of a monk as a Necrolord warrior. Can you believe it? Not even use the banner there either. He's just using the flesh craft, I guess. That was actually kind of nutty. DF is up next. And he got himself a pet from like WoD. Yeah, I think it looks like from WoD. Looks like the thing the what's their faces use. The Arakoa, right? Is that what it is? Is that what that is? I'm not really sure. I'm trying to zoom in on the pet. I think it is. Could be wrong. What's up, Broadcast? How you doing, my man? Watching Telrion try to see if he can claw his way back to victory for his team. DF not pushing in on Telrion at all. Actually, in fact, he's just kind of RP walking around here. He is next, right? He is next in the duel. I think he is. Right? Is he? I think he is. I think he's just waiting out for the guy. He is playing the night phase, so he's going to have the cooldown reduction. So I think what he's trying to do is get Telrion in a bad position. Big old breath to follow. Does he have a setup? Images is up, trying to keep the images rolling ASAP. And Telrion kind of in a position out in the open. Big old Stormbolt to DF, does not have a charge to reconnect. Taking quite a bit of damage though, is going to go for a Blade Lance, a Blade Storm. I don't know, confuse those two. Big combustion getting set up for DF. Telrion trying to see if he can leap out of it. I think DF just had him in a great position. That leap just didn't give him enough time. It is an Arms Roy too, so what is an Arms Roy going to do against the Mage? Pelcher taking a lots of damage too from DF. Does go for big Star Surges all the time, keeping him alive. Another Star Surge flying though. Is Pelcher a Night Fae? I did not see Convoke. There it is. There goes a full Convoke. Does get interrupted on. It's going to be a Cauterize for DF. As the Iceblock is going to give him quite a bit of healing. Pelcher, it's up to you now. Big Convoke, big Incarnate has been used. It's really going to be up to him to try to see if he can find a way to deal with DF. Does hit him with a bash as he gets up in melee. DF does have a blink for it. Actually, trinkets out of the stun, and I think double shimmer blinks. And the dots with the boomy are going to do some damage, but DF does have plenty of opportunity to get himself a bit of a heal. Oh, what? Huh? Huh. That's a little weird. That was a Saxa. He literally went in the corner immediately. It's almost like a dog that knew that he did something wrong. He literally went to put his nose in the corner like, uh-oh. I didn't do that, not me. Nope, I was facing this direction. Nope. Nope, didn't just mount up. Nope, no, it wasn't me. Cheating? That was pretty weird. That was pretty weird. I don't know if Pelcher did he have a kind of setup there? He was just like just charging in to get next to DF, but then kind of get denied. Which in a sense, I guess you could argue DF does get more cooldowns for it, right? That's just a few extra seconds for him to get CDs, and Pelcher is then denied from being able to do much there. A little unfortunate. Man, Pelcher can still squeeze a win out of this one. Gonna be images back up for DF. He's just get himself pretty big defenses up. Combustion is ready. No more defenses though, so Pelcher can maybe somehow get himself a good setup versus the Mage. He might be okay. Mage trying to go for a bit of a setup himself. Getting Pyro Buster to Pelcher, regrowths are available, but DF is mostly just kind of waiting down for more CDs. I think he's just waiting down for more shifting powers. Because if he can get defenses back, he'll be A-okay. We are at 9 minutes in the duel, 10 minutes now. 30% for dampening. Did it fat finger a macro? Potentially. Maybe. Oh, so that's what the mount looks like. I actually didn't get this one for myself. Huh. It's kind of cool looking. It's a little derpy, but it's kind of cool looking. Is he literally just trying to wait it out, just AFK and trying to get CDs? I think that's literally what he's trying to do. Yeah, I think Pelcher might have to be a little bit more aggressive with DF because he's just, I think, waiting out for Iceblock and other CDs. Honestly. The Mage doesn't really need to fight. He doesn't necessarily need to. Pelcher is very CD reliant though. Like Incarnation, Convoke is very CD reliant. So I think DF kind of knows that Pelcher isn't really going to push up. It's interesting how the duel was super fast paced with the Monk. And then down to the Boomy and the Mage, it slows down quite a bit. I don't think it's a caster thing. I think it's just Monks are just nutty right now. Big old Fireball sent at Pelcher, trying to exchange Star Surges. But DF just getting CDs back. Hey, Iceblock coming up very soon. Iceblock is back up very soon. DF only poking out mostly whenever he has images. That's the only time he's really poking out to fight Pelcher. Belcher does have full CDs available. He might need to have a go versus DF with Incarn and maybe Convoke before the Icebox is back up. Otherwise, it's going to be in the Mage's court. Try to see if he can just play a little bit more defensive versus DF as he just fireballing him. I think he's trying to see if he can bait him out of bear form or something. Might just be able to go with the G-Pipe, Big Combust, potentially a Trinket for Pelcher with a Typhoon into DF. Pelcher just trying to deny getting put in a bad situation versus the Mage. Big ol' Convoke coming out, does get interrupted on the big Star Surges, do go flying. Pelcher does have Incarnation rolling, so maybe if he could just get next to DF, he might be able to go big Star Surges. The Icebog does come back up, if only Pelcher went a little bit quicker. But now the Mage does have a chance to potentially get himself a bit of a reset. Now himself a bit of a go at Pelcher. He still also have ship power, so it's going to be Cauterize coming back very, very soon. Minute left on the Cauterize, so Pelcher needs to get super aggressive if he might be able to squeeze a win out of this one, because otherwise I think the Mage is going to wait until big cooldowns are available as dampening is rolling up higher and higher. Pelcher can go for quite a bit of healing with the dampening not being super high. So I think that's what DF is trying to do, trying to take it into super high dampening, and then just one-shot Pelcher with zero opportunity for the Druid to even be able to recover any kind of healing. Yeah, Pelcher would need to be a little bit more aggressive with the dots if he wants to do that, though. Alter time back up, could maybe blink on top of him, does hit him with a roar. Pelcher does have a nice setup with that roar. As DF, I think, wants to go for a breath. Ring of Frost on top of it, just to give a setup. That's going to be Boomy form. Barks can get used really early. Maybe DF goes for a Big Combust. Maybe gets a setup. Does go for Big Combust. G-Pie, everything. Just trying to see if he can throw it all at Pelcher. Big healing for Pelcher, though. Being a Boomy and all. Trinket out of that batch. Pelcher finds himself super low. 49% dampening. Maybe that's exactly what DF was hoping for. It's a game where he gets dampened high enough. We can just go for an all-in and take him out. Matex, by the way. Big damage out of that boy. He just wanted to play. I know, dude. What, the monk? Maybe. I need a Necropharaoh to wipe things up. Yo, if you want to join us, Jordan, you're more than welcome to my guy. More than welcome to my dude. Archaeology pet, I think. Oh, is it really? Okay. It is from WoD, though, right? Archaeology from WoD. Or am I wrong on that one? That pet with a mage. It's so weird to think that that pet model is basically the Kyrian, like the mechs in the Kyrian area. The Goliath and Bastion. It's literally the same model. Just one of them doesn't really have a head, or the head is more like in the chest area, and the other does have like a head poking out of the top. What's up, Billy? How you doing, fam? Hope you're having a good one, my dude. Hope you're having a good one. Yeah, with Pelcher, I don't really know what could have happened differently. I think we did Obliv, and I think Chrysler dueled each other, so him and Asim need to duel each other, and then Jesus and Chrysler I don't think dueled. Adam is here too. Awesome. Yo, Asim, are you around, or who is around, boys? Who is around? Hallucinated with questionable mushrooms in Corsair? Oh. So there's shrooms in Corsair. When you hallucinate, it gives you like really weird different effects. Ah. Oh, that's pretty cool. Is this like... Hold on, I want to show you this. I know we're doing duels, boys, but basically if you take these mushrooms in Corsair, it gives you like different, like... It makes the world look different, right? It gives you like this filter. But also it changes like the environment around you. Like it shows that vendors are actually all part of the maw. Instead of vendors, it's all maw, and there's a jailer just walking around. That's actually kind of cool looking. That's actually kind of cool. I wonder if this is more of like, you know, this Legion boss, Il'gynoth and N'Zoth, and how they have whispers and all cryptic. I wonder if that's basically Blizzard trying to do some cryptic stuff like that. More along the same lines. Or maybe we'll hear more N'Zoth whispers in the future for all we know. Just was 16 a few minutes ago, leveling some guildies. Hell yeah, dude. Nice, man. Congrats. I'm not gonna say what I'm leveling yet. You'll see. Alright, sounds good. Wait, that's actually really cool. Yeah. I mean, when you take those shrooms and you go to Ouroboros, you see Jailer just walking around. Maybe, because Blizzard, I think that for the lore stuff, the story stuff, it's not like super out in the open. There's always a lot of the background lore. Like people really like to dive into the N'Zoth whispers, Il'gynoth whispers. Maybe even random whispers back in the I Am Taurus too, like Vera Martha's, because he was going mad rants, but like the mad rants would be like interconnected. Like in a sense, somebody took apart what Nazaz says during the fight, like, you know, Nyalotha fight. Like it's a pretty boring fight, but then people like started breaking down exactly the text he's saying, and he basically predicted like Shadowlands. He basically was talking about Shadowlands, the Crown, the Break, Banshee Queen, something. He basically predicted it or whatever. It's actually kind of cool. So I wonder if Blizzard's going to be doing more of that cryptic stuff. He left wrong chat. Rest in peace. Kryze is ready. Obliv, I think, is also ready. So Kryze and Obliv are both ready, I think. Or maybe no, Kryze is not ready. Maybe somebody left. Asuma, Jesus, are you guys ready? Boys, let me know. Let me know. So we'll get you guys up and running. If you guys are ready. Jesus, are you here, my dude? Are you here, my man? Well, welcome to join, my guy. 4 out of 5. Awesome, awesome. I'll go last. All right, sounds good. I guess we can throw you versus Kryzer again. What realms? It doesn't matter what realm. As long as you're in EU, you're more than welcome to join, boys. Again, boys, remember, tomorrow we're going to do more PTR duels. If you guys want to test out new honor talents and new legacies in PTR for classes, copy your characters right now, basically. Or tomorrow before the stream. Or how to get involved? Just join the groups for LFG. We got ourselves groups, player versus player premium group, custom PvP. And you type number 5, enter, and you get to join one of the groups that's already set up. It's a community ran effort. So people set up the groups for 5V5 1v1 DUELS. People join the 5V5 1v1 DUELS. And there it is, man. You're good to go. We have a group available right now for Kryzer, trying to get some boys in there. Breezaz in there. Oh, boys. Breezaz in there too, dude. Let's go, man. Let's go, dude. Hell yeah. But yeah, remember, PTR duels tomorrow. I really wanted to see and test out new honor talents. If you guys want to test out new stuff, you should. Hunters. Hunters in particular, if you're a Hunter main and you're watching the stream and you want to join us at PTR duels, they got some new stuff. You guys get new honor talents. The ones that Blizzard didn't even document. Blizzard didn't even document these things. So you get some brand new honor talents never seen before. Actually new. Actually like interesting. Like you guys will be happy to know. You know mending bandages for survival hunters? Well, what if I told you that's available for at least another spec? I saw it in BM, but I think it's also available for MM. But BM hunters get mending bandages. Also, marksman gets stunned too. One place, one place, one place, one place. First place. Oh yeah, you guys need one more. Archeorc, I think that's what he's saying. Kryzen needs one more, boys. Asuma is ready. Asuma and Obliv just dueled each other though, right? No, it was Kryzer and Asuma, wasn't it? So Kryzer and Asuma dueled each other. Obliv and Asuma, I think, also dueled each other. I guess I could do Obliv and Asuma, right? I think... Okay, yeah, we'll do Obliv and Asuma. Maybe Jesus will come back at some point. We're setting up a group together. That is BM, holy. I know, right? That's actually kind of cool. But I think also MM gets them too. I need to check. And you also have like this honor talent where you can swap your pet mid-combat. Like you could summon a pet. Like, so you can basically run like a... let's say you run... I think it's a minute cooldown. Or something like that. But let's say you're running a defensive pet for a tanky bonus. And then you could use an ability to swap your pets out. So your pet will go into stable and start healing. And you'll swap out a cunning pet to use their cunning ability, like the active ability. So you could use Master Skull pet for Master Skull. And then you could go back to your normal pet for a 3-minute like wall. So you can have like a leech pet and then swap out a cunning pet when you need a movement speed, removal. And that pet will be swapped in for 10 seconds, give you the Master Skull, and then it'll swap your pet back out. So like pet swaps. Like if a pet is dying, for example, you can swap him out for a new one while your pet reheals. Or if you just need a Master Skull but you want to play a tanky pet or a leech pet as a BM for more healing, you can do that. So it's really, really cool, like some of the stuff they're doing with it. It's actually pretty neat. I don't remember if I saved it. So I'm gonna save again, just in case. We'll lose already going up versus Ashix. Hits him with a sap, triple sap him. You won't, triple sap him. Yeah. Yeah, do as rogues do. Switch. Already cheap shot, big damage onto Aztecs, forcing out a blessing of protection. I was just trying to say one audio from the last clip and we'll lose. Trying to get the hell out of there. It's going to be a soul shape. Kind of AFK for a second. Going to get a cheap shot again with Aztecs, forcing a trinket out of Ash with a blind to follow. I don't really know if he needed to trinket that last cheap shot. Also, Ash doesn't look like they have a trinket, but apparently they do. So I have no idea where the trinket is actually at, but apparently they do. Waluz did use Shadow Blades for his opener. This is a pretty big opener versus the Paladin. Rogue getting back in there with a cheap shot. Mark for death. Big eviscerates back-to-back happening. Hodge by the Pala. And Valuz does go for the trinket. Ashix usually hit him with a slow or something. This man is all over the place. Big cheap shot by the Rogue. Wings are up for Ashix. I think of proc wings. Maybe. Does get a bubble off though. This is going to be hammers flying over Luz. Needs to keep him in combat as best as can. Vanishes up for the Rogue. Gets yet another cheap shot into Aztecs. Wreck is up on the Rogue. Aztecs could maybe turn this around. Cloak Shadow is up for Luz. Not going to take too much damage from the Shield of Vengeance once it props. Unless Cloak Shadows is down, which looks like it might be. But Luz looking for a bit of a reset himself. Trying to get the hell out of there. Shadow step onto Aztecs. Trying to see if he can reset, but ain't a Shield of Vengeance in return. Still is probably going to be able to get himself a full reset. Unless Ash somehow AoEs him out. Looks like it doesn't happen. Crazy. Give lock instant cast pets baseline, I'm happy. Well, you guys don't get instant cast pets. You guys get to summon the pets, don't you? On the 3-minute cooldown. Yeah, I think you guys are okay. Oh, what? Oh, man. My Audacity wasn't recording. That's a little bit sad. Actually, very unfortunate. Well, I guess we gotta re-record that part. So Twitch. A little bit late in the recording for the duel. We are 2 minutes into the duel, and Ashix is up first versus Waluz. Don't know what happened to my recording, but I like to separate the audio and the video. I think we're gonna try to rock it like that. To catch up what happened, Waluz is down a bunch of CDs. Trinket, not active. I think maybe a Shadow Meld is active. That's the only thing he might be able to use. Blind coming back up. And Ashix in the opener did blow a trinket, even though it didn't look like we had one. Did blow a trinket on like a second cheap shot towards the tail end, which is maybe questionable. Big damage onto Ashix though, does get a Hodge into Waluz. It's gonna be Ash trying to make some big damage happen. Big old wreck. And does get taken down. Waluz does end up taking down Ashix though. I don't really know what the mage is doing. Just gotta run up. Did it run up to maybe try to mess up the Rogue? Is that what happened? Weird. Don't know what he was trying to do with that one. Saxaboom is up next though. Got himself a Mog. Big variety Mog here. Literally one of every transmog option available, dude. It was like, what kind of Mog do you want, sir? Everything. That was his choice. Big damage out of the Rogue in cap by Saxa. It's going to be trinket for trinket though. And Waluz is going to go with a blind, and Saxaboom does soul shape out of there though. Before Saxaboom can get himself a big setup. Is that going to be a sap? Maybe Saxaboom is still DR'd? I think he's DR'd maybe. Maybe that's why he decided not to go for a sap. He's going to hit him with a sap with Sax. He does recover a little bit of health. Wait now for it. I don't really know what Waluz really has at this point. He did go for a really beefy opener onto a Saxaboom. I think that was with maybe Blades. But I could be wrong on that one. It looked like maybe that was Blades. It looks like the thing is on CD. I just wasn't paying attention closely. Waluz opening up with a cheap shot. Does have himself maybe one dance active in cap onto Waluz. The Sax does get himself a full Weapons of War to Big Zowen setup, ready to go. Big damage onto Waluz. Huge burst, huge crit, taking him out as he tried to go for a reset with a vanish. Whirling Dragon Punch that kept doing damage as it caught a re. Oh man, if only he had for a vanish a little bit earlier or something. Popped an evasion, anything. Anything would have helped him in that situation. Saxaboom though took him out in a single one shot. Fendi are going to be up next. Another sub-row going for a big damage. No Shadow Blades. Does get hit with the disarmers to go for a cheap shot though. It looks like they might have to bow out for a second, get a bit of a reset. That's going to be Sax and not let him really go anywhere. Has a karma if things ever really get bad. And is going to go for a karma as soon as his health dips low. But that's going to be a blind for Fendi. Holding on to Shadow Blade still. Might be able to go for a big old go either way. Saxaboom, no trinket available. I don't think he really has any other way to stab the damage here. Getting a shot onto Saxaboom. Does go down. Nvidia, watch DF. I don't even know why this guy keeps running out, by the way. I have no idea why he keeps running out there. Rogues is so disgusting. Dude, the neighbors that do is pretty nutty. Although I do want to see Rogues in 9-1, man. I really do want to see Rogues in 9-1. There's not a lot of them. There's not a lot of them. I think it's because the shield is kind of is mostly gone. That reset shield is mostly gone, so for Rogues it's a lot harder to catch resets. What's about a horde side? Perfect. What's up, Sykes? What's up, my man? What's up, Brizaz? How you doing, my guy? What's the green smoke? You're very cool. Cool kid is using. The breath thing. It's a Darkman Fair toy, I believe, Timo. I believe it's a Darkman Fair toy, but I could be wrong. Do anybody know what the Darkman Fair toy is, by the way? I really don't use toys when I'm bursting. That burst, that one, the smoke. I'm pretty sure it's Darkman Fair. Oh, he also is using it too. Has to be, dude. Has to be. G-Pie getting set up by the mage is going to shimmer out of there. Rune of Power getting set up. Maybe a big burst available for the mage. Fendi is going to shadow step. Clock Shadows is up. Going to be alter time for DF. He knows he's not going to take too much damage out of here. Fendi trying to bail out. Maybe catch a reset before Fendi pushes up, or before DF pushes up. Cannot get himself a proper reset. Might have to vanish it. Is going to have to vanish. DF does Nova him. AoE him out, does get him out, actually caught him out. Really well put together for DF, and it doesn't really have much of an answer. Does not have a blind for a bit. Is going to get him a cheap shot on DF. Is playing that shimmer, so the only way he can bust out of stuns is with a trinket. Full poly onto Fendia. Does DF having a burst here? Fendia does have a blind coming up very, very soon. Fire Blast coming down with the Rune of Power. Does Shadow Step. Try to see if he can interrupt the Rune of Power. I think DF is just trying to go as much damage as he can. That's going to be a trinket as Fedia trying to see if he can back away. Smoke Bomb blinks into the bomb and just Phoenix Flames him down. Who's up next? Is either going to be Get Gnomed, A-Bomb, or a boy Atho. It looks like A-Bomb is going to be up next. Maybe it might not be a bad idea for him to go as early as possible before the dampening really skyrockets. Because at least right now as a DK, he can kind of sort of heal himself, but not super badly. Or maybe he's trying to negotiate with the team like, yo, don't send me out first. I'm a Death Knight. Let me just go. It's kind of damp in there. I'd rather play an arena with no damp. And I think it's exactly what he's trying to say. Is like, yo, I'm going to die in the damp, dude. I'm going to die. I'd rather need it to be super damp or like dry. That arena is a little damp. There's a light rain. I don't want to do it yet. So it looks like they're going to be sending your boy Athman versus DF. Paladin versus Mage. Athman is just hanging out by the fire. Hanging out by the campfire. Chilling. Why is that rogue set on fire, by the way? Why is that rogue set on fire? What did he do? Immediate adaptation for Athman is going to get a Hodge onto DF. And DF is going to take the full wreck damage. Big old final verdicts is going to be able to get himself an alter time in there. Do not sit that stone too long being an orc. That's going to be a poly onto Athman. No more adaptation this time, but it is fully DR'd. Athman could maybe go for Chill Vengeance. Actually, just going for as much self-healing as he can. Chill Vengeance is going to use DF, trying to see if it blink away from the shield. Does get to break the shield away from DF. Athman does not sit at Nova long at all. That's going to be DF most likely going for either Ice Block or Cauterize here. Crossbow getting thrown out. Trying to slow Athman down as best as possible. Shifting power coming through. Is going to be a Cauterize, potentially Ice Block here as well. Ice Block getting used. Athman does dip super low for a second. Like extremely low. DF could have literally busted out of Ice Block and just fire blasted the guy. That was actually like a really, really close call for Atho. That was just a lot of damage by the mage. Death sent him with a Hodge. Gonna be DF back up to full health. After that, one sit with Ice Block. Doesn't have combustion for a while, so I think he's just gonna PvE Athman down. Literally standing still and just Phoenix firing at Athman, literally PvEing him down. Literally PvEing the boy down. There's going to be a Ring of Frost onto Atho. He's going to get frozen if he moves anywhere. Doesn't know the DF has an all-the time back in. Poly, not going to happen. Going to be full adaptation in case he does it. A DF, I think, is literally waiting out until he can PvE Atho. Poly off of that is going to be adaptation off it. But at least he's going to be able to control Athman to some extent. Hand of Hidden is doing quite a massive slow. Actually, a massive, massive slow. Chin Power is going to use for DF either way, though. At least he's able to get himself some cooldowns with it. Ice Block not up until 3 minutes. Cauterize not up until later. Athman does drop down the very, very visceral looking, the very evil looking Ashen Hollow. And DF not going to be hanging on near it. Again, he's perfectly fine. It looks like just standing still and just chucking out damage PvE and Atherman down. Big old Pirate coming down. Atherman does go for a bubble. Wreck is up. Reflect. Oh, it's going to be ultra time up for DF. Has himself a Cauterized ready. Probably ready to go for the big Cauterized setup after the bubble's down. Atherman better have some holy power to heal himself. Big breath onto Ather. And DF does show himself triple shield back up. Literally PvEing. I don't think I've ever seen a mage just literally stand and hold his ground like that in a long while. Normally mages just constantly on the move, but I guess you might as well just try to see if you can out damage him, make it a DPS race. Atherman, Hand of Freedom is back up, trying not to get frozen. DF is kind of low in health, nothing to really help him. It looks like the Night Fae Seed Pod is the only thing he has. Literally just sat there PvEing against Atho. Interesting choice. Interesting set of events that happened. I don't really know what to say. Honestly, I don't know what to say. I'm really confused. That was just weird. The weirdest PvP interaction I've seen in a while. Just standing there. Kite and shoot, big rip. He was trying to see if he could just stand still and see if he could DPS Atherman down. He did get him pretty low, pretty close too. Atherman does have adaptation versus Asuma in case he goes for any CC trade. There goes the kidney shot, breaking out immediately with a cheap shot right after for Asuma. And Atherman has a Shield of Vengeance up and running, but the blind is going to separate the two. Asuma looking for the reset, looking not to DPS into the Shield of Vengeance. Atherman also did burn quite a lot of cooldowns versus that mage. As weird as that duel was, you know, he's actually down in CDs, defensives and offensives. Might be able to maintain a 42% dampener. Big old flagellations up for Asuma. Kidney shot is up. I think it's actually going to be done and done for Atho. Yeah, without flagellation at the very end, there's only so much you can do. And Asuma does end up taking him out, dude. With his brawler mog, brawler look. A-bomb, is that his time? Is that his moment, or arena not damp enough? It's either going to be like extra damp or not damp enough. It got to be pretty dry. So I guess it's like, you know what? It's a little... Is that damp enough? Maybe he likes that his wins damp enough. Maybe then he can like just go in, do as much damage as he can, not worry about defenses. What's up, fella? How you doing, man? I'm like, hey, you're good, my dude. You're good, my guy. Cheap shot by Asuma. A-bomb might be upset immediately at this late in the game. You're not gonna get any kind of healing. Asuma tried to see if he can get himself a bit of a reset. The army that joins the fight. A-bomb got himself the grippy hand. Asuma tried to see if he can cloak out of it. Not gonna be able to create enough line of sight without cloak. Continues just to try to cast Door of Shadows, but then denied. Gripping back into the army. I think it's done. That's what A-bomb wanted. I think that's exactly what he wanted. The rogue, I think, had advantage, but he tried not to give advantage just yet. And A-bomb just had him with a grip. Pet stun, clobbered him. Unless there was another rogue on the left side, because on the left side it looks like there's an icon with the rogue bars, and let's see advantage C trinket. I don't know if those actually were down or up for him. A-bomb had to go with his Matex. Matex hits him with a big old leg sweep. Fist of Fear flying. AMS is available for A-bomb. Try to give himself whatever healing he can with Death Calls while Lichborn is up, but the damage from the monk is just too much, and Gnomed is the last one left. Him and Matex just gonna have to go all out on this one. 52% dampening. Matex just used some CDs, mostly weapons of order, and one set of images versus the DK. But Gnome is gonna go for the Radiant Spark, Fireball, Goofball, big damage. Matex having to go for Karma really early. Is he good Karma? I think he is good Karma. I don't think he's Ringer Boops. I don't think we're gonna see any boops out of him. Gnome has the Altar Time set up and ready to go to take it back to where he was to get a health back at the very least. Gonna be some more CDs, so Matex not going for Zoen just yet. It's gonna be a trick of the day. Goes Zoen, tries to go for big damage. Gnome does hit it with a Nova. Gonna be a Ring of Peace, so he is Ring of Peace. He's not good Karma. Matex get hit with a Poly. Gnome just tried to wait out that diffuse magic, I think. Maybe not. Gnome does get hit with a leg sweep. Might have to go for an Ice Block here. Cauterize getting used as he got combustion rolling, trying to make whatever damage he can. He's gonna get himself shields up and running. Matex trying to see if he can close the gap. In capital, oh, the touch of death versus Gnome. That Ice Block could have been amazing if you only Ice Block as the touch of death came out, or right before it. But that was a close one, dude. At the end, it was nothing you could do. Everybody just trying to throw everything on the table. Go to Monk, get him. There we go, dude. There we go, Andy. Those guys did win. Where's Jesus, man? Jesus, we need ya. We got Chrysler ready for you, or whoever's ready. Who hasn't dueled each other, by the way? I think everybody dueled each other at this point, haven't they? I try to keep it as much variety against one another as I can, but if we already got all the variety out of the way, well, then there's only so much we can do then. Only so much we can do then. All right, we have time for a couple more maybe. If you don't give the stream a like, yeah, boys, go ahead and give the stream a like. It was my overinflated ego. Trust. PTR Duels tomorrow. Yeah, PTR Duels tomorrow, boys. It is available for both. Follow the links that Cran put up. It helps out a ton. If you guys want to join in. I want to get on one of these, like the 1v1 thing. Bro, it's so easy. Cran always posts exactly how to join in, man. Cran always joins in. Always posts how to join in. White Wolf, what's up, fam? Gotta go down on your sexy beast. Hey, what's up, fam? What's up, White Wolf? Hope you're having a good one. If you guys want to join in, it's easy. Player versus player, premier group, custom PvP. Find the group. Top number 5, enter, and you're gonna join in the boys. That's all it takes, man. That's all it takes, boys. Pump that ego. There we go, boys. Pump that ego. Which guys would you recommend for a complete beginner? Like a Demon Hunter is really easy. I mean, if you're just getting into WoW, I don't think they're gonna let you play Demon Hunter off the bat because it's a hero class. You gotta get a class with like a higher level before you can play Demon Hunter. But Demon Hunter would be one of them, though. Demon Hunter would definitely be one of them. Would you recommend for a complete beginner? Hunter is a pretty good one for beginner. Just about any class in the retail modern WoW is pretty decent for beginner players. But I guess a Hunter would be good. I was entertained by stream. Always, fam. See you next time. Sounds good, White Wolf. Hopefully we see you tomorrow another time, my guy. Hunters are really easy because once you get a pet, the pet can tank things for you, keep the aggro off you, so you can really get to know how to play the game properly. Technically, any class is pretty noob friendly nowadays. Demon Hunter is one of those classes that does a lot of damage and is very mobile heavy. And you basically do self heals every time you slay an enemy, so that's also, I think, pretty noob friendly. Hunter though is really good. Hunter is really good. What else is good? I guess a Warlock too, right? Because Warlocks also get a tanky pet. Maybe not at the beginning, but they're generally pretty tanky too. Yeah, Warlocks and Hunters are pretty good. But honestly, if you have a class that you want to play, like you want to try a Priest, you always like the Mage archetype in games, you always play a Rogue or like just a blown out Warrior, like all those classes are not bad for like a starter player. None of them are bad at all, Marco. Honestly. Like if this was maybe like, and even TBC is pretty easy nowadays too. Like maybe classic vanilla, when you get into like level 30, 40, that's where it starts to get kind of challenging. But like even TBC, I think it's pretty easy too. I actually played TBC, dude. Wow, classes who have really strong starts, really strong starts compared to vanilla. Oh my god, they're just running flame cannon PvP time, which explains when standing still. Oh, he was trying to maximize it. Okay, gotcha. Thank you very much. No problem, Marco. All right, who's ready, boys? Kryze is ready. Who wants to duel with Kryze? Should we throw Obliv and Kryzer against one another? Because I think those boys dueled one each other once. Let's do that. Obliv and Kryzer. So we can get Athaman in there. And Kryzer. So we get your boy Atho in. Get us a big one. One for the money. Duel for all the big bucks, boys. I think I saved that one, right? Hopefully. Maybe. We ended go to some viewer games on Twitch. Alright, sounds good, my guy. Athaman, do you want to take over the group maybe? Is he? I believe his group is dead. I mean, if you were to take over the group, get one more boy in there. I think it basically would be same group. But it's up to you. It's up to Obliv. Or maybe it was Obliv and his boys. Maybe it was like his viewers or whatever. Where is Obliv? It's not showing up on Champs roll. I was gonna link his stream. Rip. I was literally just gonna link his stream. Alright, so what do we have? Majestic. I like it, dude. I like it. Majestic. Grant snapped a picture of a blue dude. Just one word. Majestic. Look at this boy. I like it, dude. I like it. That looks great. That looks great. Also, is this my stream quality, by the way? It's like kind of pixelated. Is that just cran in like 720p, or is that just my stream quality? Yo, how's the stream quality, by the way? Did something change in my stream OBS setup? It might have, honestly. Boys, the streams, are they pixelated or are they like crystal clear? I want to know. I need to know. Super zoomed? Super zoomed. What does that mean? Super zoomed. Stream fine? I think it was just me. I want to take the pic. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah. It's great. Yeah, it is awesome, dude. Clear for me? Awesome, awesome. Awesome. Because, yeah, there's so many of these, dude. I never really get to go back and check. The stream is fine. Yeah, because I remember I was doing this thing during April Fools. I set up my OBS stuff for, like, Twitch for a bit. And then I tried to get my settings back, the original settings I had for YouTube. And I think I got it right. But if I got it wrong, I need to know. They're still doing 5v5s? Yeah. Yeah. Chrysler needs a group. Chrysler needs a boy. The pic was zoomed in. Oh, okay, okay. But it's like, it just looked pixelated. That's why I was like, wait, is that like... Like, you see like actually like squares, right? If you look really, really closely, square, 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 square. I mean, the pic is zoomed in, yeah. You can like see squares, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me, right? Maybe I just have that eye for like the stream stuff on that kind of detail front. Ready? Yeah. All right. Asuma and Chrysler. I guess these boys are gonna get ready to play. Chrysler, we're gonna throw versus Asuma. I guess you guys never really get to play each other too long, have you? So Chrysler will be able to at least have a bit of a payback. Asuma. Asuma won Orc. I just realized he was Night Elf last time, wasn't he? Invitation was declined. Hold on. Wait. Waiting. I mean, this should full screen on 720p. I'll take the pic. So yeah, I think it's just me. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know if it was like my stream or it was like... I'm just trying to give you guys quality, that's all. I'm stickler for it. You guys are... I'm obnoxious like that. You guys are gonna have to... If you guys are new, then you will know. If you guys are regular, then you know. The evil bunny tapper is very threatening. Dude, he looks fantastic. I love that look, dude. I love that look. I think, honestly... I think that look, dude. I think somebody needs to tweet at the devs and be like, "Hey, you guys said you're not gonna do more customizations. I feel like with your recent Shadowlands customizations, we could create this. Can you have more customizations to make more majestic things?" It is Chris. Don't worry. Yeah. Sounds good. Waiting for Asuma for one more, boys, and we're good to go. Let me find that other song while we're at it, since we got a little bit of a breather here. Let me find that other song. For 5v5 1v1. Was it this one? I think this one fit really well for duels. It's just like Arabic sounding start. You know what I mean? Kind of like it. That sounds dude. Let's try it out. It'll show up in the duels mix at some point. Ready? Alrighty, boys. Chrysler and Asuma, ready to go, boys. Chrysler and Asuma, ready for at least one more duel of the day. Again, boys, remember, PTR duels tomorrow! Join us at PTR. If you have any questions, how do you get PTR for your account? If you don't know how to get PTR for your account or can't find PTR for your account, all you have to do is get in touch with me. Have a Twitter, have a Discord channel you guys can go and hang out in, and any questions you guys got there, just let me know. But yeah, anytime when you play, boys. PTR tomorrow, both EU and NA. If you're not sure, don't. Yeah. Ask away, dudes. Ask away, because we want to test out some of the new Legos, new auto towns tomorrow. I think the invites are bugged. Why the invite not working? Hold on, it'll work maybe. Try this time. Okay, one more time. Uno más. One more. Have these been live all the time? For some reason it's not working. Fries are awesome, and make sure you guys are not in any kind of LFG queue or anything. I'll give you guys 30 seconds just to make sure. And I'll queue again. We're trying to find the groups of PTR? Bro, not tomorrow. Tomorrow we're doing them live. This has been live, yeah. This has been live all the time? Yeah, live. We're going to be doing these tomorrow on PTR. And next week, I think I'll do these Friday and Saturday on PTR as well. Just because PTR is looking really, really cool, man. PTR is looking pretty hype. Like some of the things that got going on with Honor Talents, it's fresh. Go to regroup? Alright, sounds good. Giving you boys a bit of time. Actually, we'll give you guys like, what, 5 minutes? If it takes more than 5 minutes to regroup, we'll call it there. I got pizza waiting for me. I'm pretty hungry as is. And we also got more duels tomorrow anyway. No big deal if ASUS group doesn't get put together. Yeah, I'll think about it though. I don't know. I'm not 100% whether I'll be doing these tomorrow or not, or whether I'm doing this on PTR 2 days in a row or not. But next week, I think we'll try a Friday PTR to get more people in. And also next week, I think it's this week also, it might have been, because we were going to have Cracker in here, but apparently Cracker is perma stuck inside of a Strathome for TBC. I'm a little bit surprised, honestly, dude. I think everybody and the mother's playing TBC right now. Everybody and their mother's playing TBC, boys. Alrighty, we got ourselves the team with Funk, dude. G-Funk, switch. Got ourselves team 1 together with Dalaran as a Necrolord Arms Warrior, giving it yet another run. We got ourselves Softbuzz Alley with Archie as enhancement. Got ourselves G-Funk as a Necrolord Hunter, together with Cries Bad on this team. Where's the team 2 together with Asuma with Holy Rhino? Got ourselves Nem Priest. We got ourselves Matex as well as ASUS. Plenty of variety in today's group. Good luck and have fun, everybody. Is G-Funk prepping himself to go Necrolord for that legendary that's coming out? Dude, hopefully that legendary works next patch, by the way, or next build. I think it'll be super fun to test it out. Archie, though, is going to be first up versus what looks like the Shadow Priest hits him with a Sunder. Strong is going to be stunned, and that's going to be tricky for Nem Priest a little bit early, trying to see if he can get out of that stun totem. Trinketed the Sundering maybe a little bit early. Stun into Archie, or trying to get a Mind Games rolling. It's going to be a grounding totem for Archie. Mind Game's still going to go through, and Archie is going to end up healing Nem Priest a little bit. Does have himself what looks like Doom Winds rolling with a big Wind Fury totem. Big PI available for Nem Priest. Does also actually use PI together with already used PI. I thought you just used it. Or maybe got dispelled. Oh, it probably got purged. Oh, that actually would make sense. I was thinking for a second, like, you just used it. Where'd he go? But what about Vamp? I don't think you do Void Embrace, right? Vampiric Embrace? I don't think you can Vamp Embrace dispel it. Maybe you can. Nem Priest trying to go for a bit of a Grain of Fate, trying to get away from Archie, but he does have the Wind Shears to lock him out. Especially he can go from like range Wind Shears too. So just so far, Nem Priest has been under a ton of pressure. Archie popping out the Earth Elemental to give himself a little bit of extra health to bolster his output. Big Mind Games to Archie. He knows he shouldn't heal himself, but that healing while Ghost Wolf is going to just be happening automatically. At least he has extra health to work with. Doesn't really want to give Nem Priest any kind of healing. The Earth Elemental does get hit with a fear. As Archie should be able to at least maybe get himself some sort of a damage rolling here. Finally, in a position where he might be able to make something happen. Big Void from Avail for Nem Priest. Ascendance down for Archeor, trying to make the big damage happen. That's going to be a grounding totem for that stun. And looks like Nem Priest wasn't able to stun lock out the Archeor burst. Great Effect not going to be helpful here. Nem Priest super low on health. Archeor just needs a little bit of damage, trying not to get feared or anything. That's going to be some healing available for the Shadow Priest. Lightning bolts are coming through. It does get the stun, so I guess it wasn't stun. Maybe it was a DP that got eaten by the totem. Almost got the Mind Games off, actually. Oh no, did not get the Mind Games off. And Holy Rhino, not even giving the boy a chance. Oh no. Sniped him out of this 5V5 1v1, dude, immediately. But that's the 5V5 1v1 duels, man. You go down, and if you're too close to the enemy team, it's like being in the cage full of tigers. You're all hungry for one sweet, sweet win. Gonna be Soul Rod out for Cries Bad, trying to get some dots onto Holy Rhino. And Holy looks like he's gonna have to go for a little bit of a longer game versus Cries Bad. As Paladins usually do in this arena in particular, A lot of kiting, a lot of line of sighting. Cry's bad. He's playing very defensively. He's not even sending out his succubus in there. He's just trying to get himself good angles to get whatever damage he can into Holy Rhino. Gonna be Shield of Vengeance for that Chaos Vault. Does absorb the damage of the Chaos Vault, but couldn't get the Shield of Vengeance splashback damage versus Cry's bad. And the Curse of Exhaustion is going to be pretty helpful for Cry's bad. As soon as Holy Rhino gets to your Cry's, it's going to be a big old port. And he actually gains quite a distance from that thing. Cataclysm around the corner. I don't know if it connected. I don't know if Cry's bad really let it go or not. I guess he could have, and that would have done some damage to Holy Rhino around the corner. The Paladin making sure to charge up. Off a Mount. Fear is going to be set up by Cry's bad. Trinket for Holy Rhino. As he get himself a Hodge with a Succubus CC. He's gonna bubble for it, risking it for the biscuit. Cry's bad, trying to see if he can get away from the wreck setup. This Holy Rhino got wings and everything rolling. The pony is giving Holy Rhino quite a little mobility, but this soul shape is just huge for Cry's bad. Massive. Is gonna throw out a full Mortal Coil with a Battle Master Trinket getting used. Fear almost getting set up with a Holy Rhino. Looks like he arranged the Fear, or somehow had just a slightly clip of line of sight, like a pixel, creating a bit of that line of sight for him. But he's not in a great position right now. Bubble is down, so that's a big defensive down for 3 minutes. So he does look like he has a shorter bubbles. He doesn't go for the double pony setup or anything. That's going to be very, very interesting. Does interrupt the Succubus in order not to get hit by the Succubus Seduction. Blind into Cry's bad is going to throw a Judgment at him, but does auto attack and break it that blind. You can keep throwing holy damage at a blinded target as a Pala with their blind. But as soon as you do any physical damage, it is going to bust him out. Shadow Fear around the corner as Holy Rhino trying to see if he can take this damage up. Should be able to bust through that Shield of Vengeance pretty easily with the dots and the pet alone. As Cry's bad has himself full burst ready to go. Could throw in an Infernal if he wants to. Looks like he's going to desync the Infernal and Dark Zone stability. That's going to be one Chaos Bolt. Second Chaos Bolt secures the fate. Holy Rhino knew what happened. He already saw it's in the air. Maybe I can get a heal. The game decided, nope, not fast enough. And does take him out. The Cowardly Paladin, I only imagine that was in the video. What's up, Marky? With a Pally? Oh no, dude. You only had the idea. Dude, I'm gonna make a clip. I'm gonna go for 1v5. I'm gonna get this kill. I'm gonna get this bread. Get the Shadow Priest down. Pally claps. Damn it. Yeah, it happens sometimes, Arky. It happens, my dude. Sluchayets attack. Sluchayets in Russian. Happens, my dude. It happens. Ashlik's gonna be next though, and it looks like Cry's bad is hungry for them Palas though. Gonna be Mortal Coil, bubbles it though. Maybe bubbled a little bit late. I don't know if Shield of Vengeance got any damage to Cry's bad. Maybe the Succubus, but Ashlik's also, like the other Paladin, kind of giving away the bubble maybe a little early. I mean, if you end up getting the kill, it doesn't matter when you give the bubble, but he might have given it maybe a little early. As Ashlik's trying to make some big damage happen for Cry's bad, it's gonna be the Succubus CC again. That Succubus CC, man, it just stops you in place. Just stops you in place. Stone onto Ashlik's Cataclysm off that Chaos Bolt. Bop! Oh, he's trying to do everything he could. I am glad he at least, I don't know if there's no other global and you have no holy power, at least you press some button. At least you press a defensive. You know what I mean? Actually, no, look, he had Shield of Vengeance. So you did press the wrong global. You could have pressed Shield of Vengeance at the very least, by the looks of it. Looks like that was still on CD. In cap onto the Succubus. This Cry's been taking lots of damage from Maddox. And Mad getting hit with a Mortal Coil. I'm trying to find Mad there for a sec. Looks like the Succubus CC does go through it. That's how a Fear trinkets out of it. Interrupt onto Cry's bad. Gonna be a full Soul Rod setup. That's gonna be a Battle Master Trinket for Cry's bad in a really bad situation. Full Inferno is up and running. Could be a Karma out of Maddox. Is gonna have himself diffuse magic. Boopity bop for Cry's bad. Trying to interrupt him on those fears. This is gonna be a Fear interrupting Karma at the last second. Cry's bad is gonna go down most likely to the Karma unless he somehow lives touch of death. And Matt does not play good Karma. So Matt actually is in a position where he cannot get any kind of healing from the Karma. And Unstoppable gingerly walking to Maddox. I think mostly letting him get a bit of a reset. Maddox not really waiting too long, just trying to get up close and personal with your boy Unstoppable. Trying to get some Fist of Fury in there. Light the Lasso could be the end to Maddox. Wait, is it actually going to be the end? Oh my god, he got so low. Battle Master Trinket saves the day. Try to see if he can maybe interrupt him on the Stormkeeper. Does not get juked on it. In cap as the Lava Burst is getting set up. This man is already on edge. He just got a really big win against Cry's bad, and now he needs another one versus Unstoppable. Taking down Unstoppable's totem as soon as it comes down. Literally immediately sniping nothing out. Maddox just didn't get himself a full setup. Fist of Fury, Hour Flying, quite a bit of damage is ready. Unstoppable does have big zaps ready to go. Lex by Matex. Unstoppable could go for the knockback. I don't know. Trinket maybe? Gonna be a dragon kick behind the pillar from Mad Eggs though. Try to catch up with a little bit of Vivify. He's trying to heal up. Only 7 minutes into the duel, 17% dampening. So he should be able to get himself lots of healing for now. Lava Bird's getting set up into a light and lasso. Wait, Maddox could maybe be dead here. Does he have the Earthshock to combo? He didn't have anything with a global at the end. Maddox got so low twice in a row now. And somehow survived it. This purple wonder of a monk. Actually just live Lord McGee over here. Jesus Christ. Earthshock. That's what Unstoppable needed at the end of that lasso. Just a big old Earthshock at the end. Lava Bird's getting set up. Gonna get locked out. Hex on the mat. And Unstoppable does need to get himself maybe a better position. That's what he's doing. He's trying to get a better position so he can go for some big bursts. Light and Lasso does have a trick at this up for it. Karma available. And that's going to be new member. Yo. So it's going to be a big old Stormkeeper up for Unstoppable. Zuen available. Wall is up. Yo, you Lukey, my man. Thank you so much for the membership. Maddox has himself defuse magic for a second. Healing surges up. This is Unstoppable trying to see if he can survive. Your flesh captains gets interrupted. Does give him a little bit of TR, a little bit of shield. Trying to throw whatever he can at Maddox. If he has lasso, he can end it here with a lasso. Can we get a big old hashtag YouLuki in chat showing appreciation for a wonderful membership, my guy? Thank you so much for the channel support. I appreciate you. Feel free to spam the emotes in the chat anytime, any place, as much as you want to. Connect to YouTube over with Discord in the link down below, and you get a special role, my guy. Thanks so much, my dude. Hashtag YouLuki boys. My man, yet another member joins the squad. Thank you so much, fam. Appreciate ya. Try the emotes out, fam, if you wanna. Try the emotes. Thank you for the support. I appreciate you guys for that. Gonna be a big old decimated bolt set up for Unstoppable. Could be a bunch of lava burst, and Maddox looks like he's ready for it. He's anticipating it. Big old ring of peace booping him out of the way. Unstoppable is still in a decent position. I think he still has a chance here. Big elementals are available if needed to. Earth elemental is up for the big defensive. Big old lasso. Didn't have anything to follow with a lasso though. No big lava burst setup, primordial, no double zaps or nothing, which is a bit of an unfortunate. That's going to be 9 minutes in this duel, 30% dampening. Matt is continuing to heal himself as much as he can. Karma going to put on cooldown, eats a couple zaps to the face, and those zaps are going to get redirected back to Unstoppable. Doesn't quite clip it right with that dragon kick, but it should be a-okay for now. Fire Elemental again rotated out of the Earth Alley. Maybe might be able to do some big damage here. Lava Burst getting set up. It's going to be a leg sweep on both the pet as well as Unstoppable. Has a wall if he needs to. Maddox trying to see if he can deny any kind of cast for Unstoppable as best as he can. Going to be a Lava Burst coming out either way with the lasso. Going to be a trick for Maddox. Unstoppable having to wall this off here. Trying to get himself some heals. Interrupts are available for Maddox if he needs to. Going to be a Ring of Peace here. Unstoppable catching up on a bit of heals here right now. 34% dampening. Both of them are recovering a little bit on health. Maddox does not have a trinket for the next big go. It's going to be a big burst for him. Unstoppable to survive this. Get himself a full light and lasso if he can. Try to go for a Hex out of Maddox. Flash cut to follow as he gets interrupted on nature. Trying to see if he can bust with a shield. Hex should come out either way. Does get the Hex. Zuen finishes it off though. The Zuen and the images kept on working on it. And they do end up getting the kill. Dalaran is up next. He was the last time. He was the only man to defeat Maddox at no cities at all. Is he going to be able to do this again? Disarm onto Dalaran, trick inside of it immediately. Maddox is super low health, just needs to get hit by an execute once, and he ended up being a bad spot. Dalaran charging around the corner. Disappear flying through. Does he get the overpower off? There's going to be a Battle Master trick getting used. Dalaran tricking it early for that disarm. Does Maddox get him low enough? Does he have the touch of death necessary? Ring of Peace is up. Dalaran needs to find a way around. The Flesh Craft getting used in order to at least catch up. Quite a bit of health, actually. 39% dampening. Has a Blaze Storm in case things really go bad, I think. Avatar available if he does want to use it. Stormbolt on Maddox. Big Execute should be available here. Does take him out. At the very end, Maddox just playing it out tooth and nail, dude. Tooth and nail. Awesome up next with Dalaran. Just going in for the big damage in the open. Dalaran, I don't really know if a warrior can do much against a rogue, or at least an arms warrior in this case against a rogue. Does charge to him, at least gets himself the ignore pain rolling Blaze Storm to maybe catch up to the rogue as best as he can. Does he get to clip him? Does he hit him? Looks like there's a bit of lag maybe for Dalaran. Continue to stay on Asuma. That's going to be whirlwinds that are keeping him in combat. Does have the banner down, so maybe might be able to avoid any kind of CC from the rogue. And the rogue is going to wait until the banner is over. Going to be a flagellation. Asuma does get hit with a pretty bad mean damage. Actually super low in health. Let's go for a kid to shout out Dalaran. If Dalaran someone survives his burst, he could maybe do something here. Does he have parry? Fear is up. Could go for a parry here. Probably should go for a parry. Parry is up. Asuma might want to vanish out of here. Blind with Dalaran does not have a trinket. And I think Asuma has it. Unless Dalaran recovers. Wait. Wait. Second win. No. Asuma, you're not seeing what's happening. Asuma realized what's going on. That's going to be Zerkers. Shadow Strike. Kidney shot. Telvin recovered a lot of health. Does Asuma take him down? Does get the cold blood. Oh my god. That could have been really bad for Asuma. G-Funk trying not to give this rogue an opportunity to reset it all. He's going for the kill, dude. He's going for the win. He's going to go for the big old chakram damage. Evasion's up. Cloak of Shadows. Chakram is still chasing after the rogue. Does he steal the chakram? He does not. Asuma does get himself a reset. G-Funk can pick up the ice and the pet in immediately. I think he was waiting out. Maybe if the rogue is nearby to get a sap on him. Does have a freezing trap down. He's going to send the pet. The more Asuma sits in stealth, the better healing he's going to get out of it. The pet does get to take him out of stealth. He does also get to hit him with the Serpent Sting as well. Kidney shot coming down by Asuma. That's going to be G-Funk shrinking it early. And Asuma, I think, going for a reset, trying to go for Dora Shadows. I think G-Funk kind of let him. I think G-Funk kind of ended up letting him. And does get to reset. G-Funk just trying to make sure to cover himself, cover his backside. Literally the freezing trap behind him as he's mounting up. Inspect Asuma goes for a sap while through flare. Your pet didn't attack him. G-Funk was mounted though. I think that's what happened. Ooh, freezing trap stops him. G-Funk at least will be able to get some sort of an opener before Asuma. Kidney shot could still come out there either way. That's going to be more trap set up for G-Funk. It's going to be flagellation. Kidney shot as Asuma trying to make the most damage here. I think it's over. I think Asuma does end up taking it. Very well done. Very close duels for all of them, dude. And Mad X with massive burst. Telrion shutting him down second time in a row. That's the only boy that's seen any kind of remedy for that guy. That was a good duel. Sham versus the Monk. Yo, that was really good overall, man. That was a really good one. The Sham versus the Monk. That was a close duel. I like about the duel a lot too. What I like about that duel a ton too is just how there was, I guess, there's some duels where it really slows down and people just sit behind the pillar and just heal the whole time. But Mad just kept coming out, getting cooldowns out of Unstoppable having to respond, and it's just like a conversation or like an argument. It's a back and forth. Question, response. Question, response. Over and over. It's so good. You better than A. Chicago. You're an A. You can't say that, man. You can't be saying that. You can't be disparaging the NA boys like that. How you doing, by the way, Chicago? Hope you're having a wonderful, beautiful evening, my man. Hope you're having a good one. All right, boys. I think it's going to be all the duels we have for the day. It is 7 p.m. I do got to get some food and chill today. Tomorrow, PTR. Tomorrow, PTR. I wish more people like dueling on an A than dueling on EU. Yeah. I think once 9-1 comes around Chicago, it's going to be a different story, dude. Once 9-1 comes around, it's going to be a different story. I think it's just the regular boys on NA. I think we have a lot of the boys that are really hardcore into PvP. And then it's like 9-1 comes around, waiting for 9-1. I think it's just waiting until the new patch, you know what I mean? I think it's really what it comes down to. But yeah, you gotta give the credit. There's definitely passion on you for the duels. You guys love the duels so much. You know what I mean? I think a lot of people like watching the duels. Not as many people want to compete in the duels. EU loves competing, whether they have gear or whether they have no gear, dude. On NA, it's like, oh, I don't have enough gear. I don't want to compete. I don't want to play. It's a lot of that. You know what I mean? But maybe 9-1, man. Everybody will be on a whole new level field, new honor towns. I think it'd be great. You know what I mean? The faster 9-1 comes out, the better, honestly. Alrighty, boys. Thank you so much for coming by. Appreciate you guys. You guys are beautiful. Thanks for joining. Again, remember, tomorrow, PTR duels. If you have questions how to join duels, ask me. I have a Twitter. I have a Discord. Feel free to hit me up whenever, okay? We also have useful information on Discord as well. Just links there. But if you're still struggling figuring it out, after you look at it, let me know. I'll help out. Tomorrow, EU, NA, PTR. Both of you guys can join. It's public test room, not a private test room. Public, available to literally everybody. If you don't have PTR, you literally have to just go on Blizzard, your account, and enable PTR on your account, and that's it. Plus the download doesn't take long at all. Don't have Neon Darth Vader? Maybe, dude, maybe. By the way, got to play some classic TBC, by the way, yesterday with some guildies. It was actually kind of fun. We had a tank. Our tank was a Nax geared hunter, just some random dude. It was just, the guy said he was just, he was We were like, but first I was looking for a tank for Strath, and I was because we were trying to get some gear on our alts, on our characters, because we were all on guild boosted characters. We can't be asked to actual level in TB in classic. Like I just don't have the time and the chance to spam. But all of us are going to be playing TBC, or at least trying it. We'll see how many of us actually end up playing. And we were looking for a tank for Strath and Scholar. We had a Scholar group. Scholar group was kind of okay. We ended up these dudes, and we're just like French elitist dudes. Like they were Canadian, French Canadian, and they've been super elitist. They were like looked at we were trying to clear to the boss, and the tank was doing some weird pulls. Right, he was just kind of not bow and arrow, and then around the corner he was just charging on an enemy, and he was pulling more and pulling more and pulling more. And our boy Buff just having a hard time. Actually, no, F Buff, because he stole a ring from me while we were doing our runs. But he was having a hard time healing the tank because he just spam pulling. And the tank got gear, but it's like the healer ain't. He's just a fresh boosted character. He can't heal you like that. Like, take a second there, relax. And then we wiped because the tank kept pulling. And then they decided to flame Buff, saying that his build sucks. His build is like, he didn't go full holy. And they just kept berating for like 5 minutes before they left the group. It was weird. We're like, wow. Weird. Oh my goodness. Patrick. Can we get a hashtag Patrick in chat too? Boys. Patrick in chat. John, appreciation for one membership for 10 months in a row, my man. Thank you so much, my dude. Appreciate you the support. Hope you're having a wonderful Patrick. Anyway, back to starter mode with down. We ended up getting another group for Scholar, finished Scholar. Ended up doing Strat, and this guy was like, yo, I got my full buffs, world buffs, ready to go. I can tank for you. I was like, we are a literally boosted group. Your buffs are we're gonna wipe in the first boss, and your buffs are gonna fall apart. He was like, that doesn't matter. I'll do it. I was like, we're boosted. We're a boosted group. I was like, I was running with some boosted dudes the other day. Like, we'll be fine. I was like, okay. Then we get to the Strath after some PvP encounters. I actually almost effed up this mage. She came in full Nax gear. I hit him with a stroke strike to do it. It was a half health. It was great, dude. Woodfield procs, awesome. Anyway, we got to the summon stone because they're enabled now. Meaning stones become summoning stone TBC. I'm like, okay, we're ready to summon. He swaps on a guy. I'm like, okay, invite him. It's a hunter. The guy's a hunter, and he was like, yeah, I can take the snacks as a hunter. No worries. We're like, okay. We wipe. He loses his buffs. I was like, this guy's gonna leave, man. This guy's gonna leave. He didn't leave. He was just perfectly fine, just chilling. He had no idea who we were. We're just a bunch of guildies trying to get a tank to run strat for gear. He has no reason to run strat. Nothing there for gear. He just wanted to do it. It was absolutely hilarious. It was awesome. The guy was so chill. We got the run done. He was like, hey, cool run. Just gotta go. Didn't want anything, nothing. So weird. Anyway, I'll see you guys all tomorrow for the Duels PTR. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next tomorrow, boys. Peace.